Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Jamal Kamara, live from the city of Manchester. Tonight we're on the border of Liberia with my colleagues here from Europe. I will join them. I want to say welcome wherever you join us from. Welcome to Berlin. Today is the 23rd of January, 23rd January, Friday edition. That's the probably the second edition in January. Yeah, or third edition in January. We're gonna, in that case, what's the welcome again? I want to say colleague link for Mr. Dolly and Francis. How are you guys? Let's start from Francis. So let's start from Liver from far right. Liver, how are you doing from Norway? Tell us how.
By the grace of the God in me, I'm doing fine. Everything is okay, and we are here tonight to discuss the issues.
Okay, thank you. We'll discuss the issue. Look, we got a lot of things. We got a full package for you tonight. We'll be discussing the national news, what's happening in Davos, what happened around the world, and how do you see it? And we'll go back to Liberia. What making news in Liberia? We'll tell you. The new Minister of Youth and Sport, we'll talk about it. We'll also talk about the acid recovery chasing the former president's wife, and many other stories coming from Liberia. We'll be talking about that as well. So I want to see with us. I want you to share the show. I'll ask my colleague to tell me what happened at Liberia ends. I'm going to the Lord Cholople. How are you, sir?
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to our audience. Well, it's good to be among the living, and I'm good to be in paradise. Just want to give grace to the Almighty for being among the good people. So it's good to be among the living. Gentlemen, I'm here, and we're going to have a good discussion this Friday.
All right. Thank you very much. Friday, TGI, thank God it's Friday. Mr. Morris Yankuba Dolly, how are you, sir?
You're muted.
Yeah, let me unmute myself. Do you guys hear me now?
Go on.
Loud and clear.
Yes.
Wonderful. I'm so glad that Francis is here in our midst today to give us the full rundown of Unity Party's 2 years saga in our country. So, and I'm so happy that and he will be willing, and I definitely show that he is available with a lot of good information that we would like to use this to work on that tomorrow to see how best we can take the leadership from Unity Parties and do something better for our country. So, gentlemen, everybody, welcome. And the detail of the bottom line is simple and clear. We say things as we see it, we do fabricate. So whatever our colleagues bring it to us, I know he will be the factor. Okay? This is Mr. Francis Mensah. So, Francis, you are 100% welcome. The floor is now open for you to give us all the information that we really deserve to know.
But Mr. Dollar, let me hold you. Why you have to?
There's some noise in the background, Jamal. Noise.
No, not from me.
I think from my end, I have mute.
Yeah, Francis. Well, Francis, the question here is before you talk. I don't know why Mr. Dollar, before you say anything, he just starting the whole program on you. He said, anyway, let's see why.
Mr. Dollar be having this inertia. He been missing it for a long time, so I guess.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
No, you said you are the spokesperson for Unity Party. So since the woman is giving you. So now,
technically on the issue, I think I'm the spokesperson for Unity Party on the issue against all ENC people. So, I mean against the world. You know what I mean? The borderline world. So I mean,
okay.
I have to.
So you got to tell them much about what the women's school called for the past 2 years. What he's done.
I have to wait until the president he deliver his son now. Then we will discuss it. I cannot preempt the president's.
I don't know about you. Will see what the job he's done so far. We'll see it. What you have seen him for the past 2 years. We'll see what the good ones.
I mean, we will go over there when the president next week, and he goes to the sauna, and then.
Anyway, thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, but anyway, it's good being back, and I hope we have a good discussion today, interactive. We have a lot of issues on our plate, real serious issues that that tend to affect the world, and I want to welcome our audience. Let us share the show, and I want to have a great week. Have a great show today. A great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Francis, thank you very much. Thank you for that quick intro. In this on the show, we always start with what will have happened in highlights on the international scene. So, that was in Switzerland was a big news over the weekend. I mean, during the week, and we have some analysis from other news outlets. And one bigger news outlets we always use on the borderline is First News, and there's a lady who always analyze situations. It's very, very always in the middle. And not only that, not only that, we also have we will also be asking our panelists what do you think, what went wrong, or what really was good. What should you look after when there was? From there, we'll look at other international news that made headlines during the week. Now, the man who looks after all our international stories, Paul, the Lord should have. Paul, what do you get for tonight?
Oh, Jamal, good evening to our audience. Yeah, we'll be looking at the U.S., particularly what is going on in the U.S. with Donald Trump and this country called America that were created by immigrants from all around the world. And today, the immigrants now are in hiding, especially the blacks, for some reason. So we'll be looking at what Ronald Reagan said before he stepped down from office. And then what is happening today with America going after its own members, that are NATO members. So we'll be looking at that. So we'll conclude on that, and then we'll look at another journalist who worked for Al Jazeera for a year. It was the guy that interviewed Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, if you can remember. He had a lengthy interview on one of the biggest radio stations in the UK. And we'll be listening to him what he said about Donald Trump. And then we'll conclude before we move on to the local news. So that will be the international team. Mark Carney said something that is quite interesting. So, and that was the World Economic Forum they had in Dover in Switzerland. We'll be hearing what Mark Carney said, and then we'll ask our viewers to chime in. If they have questions or they want to call in to participate, it will be great.
Right, thank you very much. So let's start with, is this something that Mark Carney said, or is this something that the lady from the First News analyzed? Well, which one are we going to first?
So what we do, before we go, let's start with Ronald Reagan, what he said, and then we'll calm down. Okay. Yeah. So you want to roll it, or I should roll it?
Yeah, I'll do that. Let's go.
This is the last speech that I will give as president. I think it's fitting to leave one final thought, an observation about a country which I love. It was stated best in a letter I received not long ago. A man wrote me and said, "You can go to live in France, but you cannot become a Frenchman. You can go to live in Germany or Turkey or Japan, but you cannot become a German, a Turk, or Japanese. But anyone from any corner of the earth can come to live in America and become an American." Other countries may seek to compete with us, but in one vital area, as a beacon of freedom and opportunity that draws the people of the world, no country on earth comes close. This, I believe, is one of the most important sources of America's greatness. We lead the world because, unique among nations, we draw our people, our strength, from every country and every corner of the world. And by doing so, we continuously renew and enrich our nation. Thanks to each wave of new arrivals to this land of opportunity, we're a nation forever young, forever bursting with energy and new ideas, and always on the cutting edge, always leading the world to the next frontier. This quality is vital to our future as a nation. If we ever close the door To new Americans, our leadership in the world would soon be lost. It is bold men and women yearning for freedom and opportunity who leave their homelands and come to a new country to start their lives over. They believe in the American dream, and over they make it come true for themselves, for their children, and for others. They give more than they receive, they labor and succeed, and often they are entrepreneurs. But their greatest contribution is more than economic, because they understand in a special way how glorious it is to be an American.
100%. 100%. And that's why I'm so proud not just to be an immigrant, to be an American. 100%.
Somebody asked why you played this video. You know, America has opened, United States of America has opened her doors to hundreds of Africans, non-Africans as well, and to go after the American dreams. And most of them have succeeded. And around the world, America is the biggest home for immigrants. And the recent ASEA's chase of Africans, immigrants, non-Africans out of the country is a major concern around the world. And this is why I want to run the video, because what happened in America, if America sneezes, the whole world catches cold. And this is why it's our concern. So we'll take a round and ask our colleague. That's one of the greatest speeches from Ronald Reagan, the former American president. Guys, I'll start with Linford. Linford, what do you see from the speech?
Well, I think that was a great analysis. But first and foremost, I would like to say that not everything he said was not true. He lied at some point. That you can go to live in Germany, you cannot become a German. You can go to live in France, you cannot become a French. That's lie. He was president, and he should know world order. He knew that France colonized many countries, and those people that went there, they became French. And we got a lot of black people who are French. We got a lot of Irish people. Different people went to France, and they became French citizens. So that was a lie. But on the other side, what he said about America, I think I passively mentioned it once here, that America draws its strength and development from the immigrant community, because if you look at America, who are the real citizens? The citizens are the Red Indians, the Apache, the Cherokees, and the rest of the other ethnic groups from the Indian community. But how you do not see them, they have to ostracize them, they outcast them, they put them on the edge of the country, and they're not in control of the economy, they are not in control of any system. And then you got people who came from somewhere. Somebody said he went and discovered the people living there. And I try to define the word discovery. Discovery means something that did not exist, or something that you invented from scratch. But you went and saw people living on this land, and you say you discovered them. So America literally is immigrant nation, and that's why the American dream that he talked about is made possible, or is realized through the influx of the citizens. I mean, at one time I was at JFK airport, and I was amazed. I always let to do this thing when I'm at major airports, like even Heathrow or whatever. I let to stand to a place where the planes are landing, or maybe the place where they're taking off. Just stand to the window and watch how you see the planes behind each other, like they just like taxi at JFK, and I was amazed, because it doesn't happen like that in small countries like Norway here. All the planes back to back, one landing in the next 10 minutes, one landing again. If you look in the sky, you see the whole line. And all those planes that are coming, they are not bringing only American citizens. They are well loaded with foreigners. And all the people that come in, say 1 million people arrive today everywhere in America. The 1 million, is possible that 500,000 are going back. Okay, so that's how America, draws its strength and success. So I think that one was correct, but the other side, he lied. Even though he was former president, but he lied.
Okay, all right, that's your way how you look at it. Paul, American Dreams is a national song. It suggests, regardless of who you are, your background, circumstance, birth, success is always there. That's why he's trying to tell us. You can easily pick up in America anywhere in the world. If you go without papers or something, they don't look at anything. And you can be anybody in America from nowhere. That's the word looking at to simplify American dream. Is that true?
Well, it is true, Jamal. What happened here? I would take when Ronald Reagan gave that speech. It was in the 80s, and remember in the 80s, a lot of these country, Western country, immigrant became a not a good thing. And in Germany, the far right, in France, you have this group, they follow by Le Pen, if I pronounce the name right. They just don't like blacks. In England, when I came to England in the early 90s, you could not find
blacks are not immigrants.
Listen, because
no, I'm just saying that blacks are not immigrants.
They're not the only immigrant, but what I'm trying to say here, you talk about France as a colony. Majority of the people they were black colonists, and they get few in the so France. If you talk about France, you know that Africa in general. If you talk about England, you know majority of the colony came from Africa. So and these people, they just do not like the skin black, and that is the bottom line. Now in the 90s in the UK, you only have one black man on television. If you check his name he's called Trevor McDonald.
Yeah, he's retired.
But then he's retired. But then it was to see black, it was not so. But today, so when Ronald Reagan gave that speech in the 80s, that's how the society, that's how Europeans were behaving. So when he said that only country on the planet Earth is America that accept immigrants. So he said he made a point. So that's why if you look at the military, majority, they are mix of people, Mexican, Africans, Hispanic, all from all over the world, people from Vietnam and everywhere. So you don't find that in the other countries. Now, coming to the end of the night,
it is also debatable. Yeah, I know, but it's also debatable. Yeah. It's also debatable that if you want to get America to look like this, India, that except all immigrant, America is an immigrant country, so they got no choice.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what am I saying here? Coming closer to the end of the 90s, that's why some transformation started happening around Europe, France, France and Britain, and then Holland, Portugal, and other countries. Now you started seeing a lot of blacks on television, a lot of Hispanic, other people from different nationalities. It was then, but back then it was a big taboo that immigrant they were just how to call it third class citizens. So I think based on that speech, he was right at the time. The country built itself on immigrant. That's what I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Dolly. I will give you listening to Linfo and Paul on the argument of what Ronald Reagan said. What do you say about that? Then we'll ask Francis to conclude on it.
Sorry. Okay. You guys didn't hear me now. All right. He said something that really, really matters. He said something that there's a serious logic in it. What Linford said that Ronald Reagan lied. Ronald Reagan was quoting someone who gave him the story. He said, a man told me, blah, 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 blah. He was quoting someone. But to be realistic, those days, the mainland Europe, they was very racist at the time. America was open to everybody, and being in an immigrant nation, they accepted everybody, no matter what kind of color you from, what kind of religion you part of. America decided to start ostracizing people mainly when this 9/11 situation take place. So America began to start vetting people based on some of their religions and cultural background and here and there and rest. But before then, America was an open place to every single person. So, and Reagan then, they don't want to make America to be like that. If you see America today become a superpower in the whole world, every single nationalities in the whole world is there. There's no country in the world that don't have a 1 or 2% in America. It's not possible. It's there. So there are, Ronald Reagan said some things with sense. And mind you, we all are educated people. We all side of our country. We travel from different ends. We see what immigrant capable of doing for our country than a citizen. Those that declare themselves as a citizen, many of them are very lazy. Many of them are very lazy. You will always want to ostracize the people that come in to do one piece of thing to survive. But they can say that is a law. I can't do this. I'm too better than this. That's why in many countries, the indigenous, they're always down the line. So that's why I can say in this thing here, Ronald Reagan was right of saying that because it was a reality. The Americans were open to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mrs. Francis Mensah, listen, the word America Dream is a national ethos in the U.S. That means anybody, regardless of where you're from, your background, your religion, it can be anybody. Is that something repeated around you and that part of the world?
Look, matter of fact, the mass immigration to America was a project to go and build the country during the Industrial Revolution. Granted, America opened its doors, but what good opening doors for people and people cannot, you can just give them citizenship and they live at the bottom of the echelon of the society. You have to struggle. And the picture that America gives everybody is that the media, the publicity is very powerful. So they sell the country like it's heaven. We have not seen heaven, but the picture, that image that they gave us, that heaven is a place on earth. So America, but when you go to America, like any other Europe country around the world, I mean, people are struggling. Especially immigrants are suffering. I gave the shift in. I won't take most of our time, but I'll just give a practical example, like in the healthcare area, the nursing home, and the cleaning industry, where the nursing home, you don't find an American doing that job. It's left with an immigrant who is loaded pay, who look at.
You okay? Hello?
Okay, I think Francis cannot place. But let me get it from where Francis took stop. You see, when we look at America, before I went to America, I thought America was this heaven. I arrived in America on a Friday night. Sunday morning, we were going to church, and we stop under the red light in Houston, and you see all the black people, white people sitting there begging for money. And I couldn't believe my eye that this is America we're talking about. You see, and even until recently, there are certain states in America. Go down, travel along the I-10 from east to west. Okay, I drove on that road from Houston straight to Florida, and you passing through Mississippi. You see the absence of America. I'm telling you. You see some places, and they are all black people, black areas, and these are citizens, people whose parents work as slaves in those places. Okay, so like Francis rightly said, that publicity is to cajole the mass of the people and say, oh yeah, we're giving people. And another one is this, the thing is called DV. Okay, you know when you win TV and you win and you enter America, you sign that thing, you become the property of the Americans. There are certain criteria in that thing. Okay, on that paper when you sign, my daughter is on it, so I know exactly what I'm telling you. So you see, America, they are very good at selling these things, and they make other countries to look bad. That in Europe, there, yes, I agree, mainland Europe, and the reason why mainland Europe are trying to protect their citizens or their country is that most of them, there are few countries in Europe that are colonized other people, but most of them, Norway participated in the slave trade differently. They provided ships and other things, but they never colonized one country. Okay, so they present until now, Norwegians, they still feel that they are the real Europeans and they are the ones. That's why they get two types of law in the country when it comes to your rights. And then foreigner, whether you come from Sweden, you come from Denmark, you're born by Norwegian. That child is not a Norwegian until they can turn 18 and declare what they want to be. Okay? And that law is there. That law says that no Norwegian and another person are equal.
Yeah, okay. So, probably getting what he's saying here. It's not like they are not so nobody's suffering in America. That's not the point.
No, I know. What I'm saying, the
America open her doors to a lot of people.
So what parent is saying, you open your door to me, I can't even have a place to sleep.
Okay. Now we have a lot to discuss, guys. We have gone so far with this, and let's go on.
Let me just bring small thing to everybody's attention. You see, what Linford is arguing on here is saying that certain people in America are suffering, they're sleeping on the street. And
it's everywhere. It's everywhere in the world. I agree. It's everywhere in the world.
Wait, let me learn, boss. We
don't have much time on this one. We got a lot to discuss.
We don't have much time. I just want to. One, there's a realities we should accept.
No, don't want. Yeah, we got a lot to discuss. It was just a little bit.
So okay, I will stop there. So
no.
I'm not going further anymore because I want to make some clarities in this thing here.
Okay, go on.
When I was giving my last intro on this issue here, I said that most of the people that classify themselves as a Bondover citizen of a nation, they always are lazy. Certain jobs they can refuse to do it. They say, I'm a citizen, I can't do this. How can you see some of them suffering? The person that Linford talking about, your brother was African that went to America. His
daughter, not your brother, his daughter.
No, he said he went to his brother in America.
Oh, okay.
Well, my sister, actually.
Okay, your sister. Because you knew what she went there for. And she was working. She was living a better life. You went there, you never sleep on the street. You slept in a beautiful house because of the strength of your sister. The man you saw on the street, he refused to work. That's why he was on the street. That's why I can say this thing here.
Okay, yeah, it's a good judgment because it's a good judgment. Let's go ahead.
Thank you very much. I like the other side of the story. I just unfortunate that Francis could not complete his statement. He had a glitch. He has to leave us. But now we want to go to what happened recently. Just yesterday, the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, in a place called Davos, ended. About 150 world leaders, most powerful, economically powerful countries will meet and discuss our fate, what they want to do with our lives. Now, few presidents did not attend. Zelensky could not attend. People from Brazil could not, India could not attend. Japanese president was not there. These are more powerful people around the world. But anyway, the important thing here was the talk of time was Trump. Trump was the key word. And he also stole the show. And so we had a little bit of a documentary on him, a short, Fresh News made a little documentary, but there was a little bit of cinema he made. It was counteracted or it was reacted upon by the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney. So we had a little short video to run on this. Now we'll ask my colleagues to make that comment. But before I continue, Francis, you want to complete your statement?
Yeah. I'm sorry for that. It was great in transmission due to technical difficulties back.
Yeah.
from the street. I leave all in town for breaking information.
That the EFDC boys.
Yes. In
Okay, go on.
9.9.
Go on, go on, please. Go on, go on.
Yeah, but actually, what I was saying, let me just piggyback quickly. The whole concept of America after the Industrial Revolution was to use immigrants to build up the society. I'll there give two examples as to how America actually brought in a lot of immigrants. The Vietnam War was another how even the blacks were granted citizenship to go and fight the Vietnam War. I mean, people like Muhammad Ali and other people did not go to the Vietnam War. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, other people. I mean, so yeah, America is a land of opportunity, so to speak. But I think President Reagan's point was that look, hey, there are other countries around the world. You see how people from immigrant go to these countries, like Germany and France. They found it difficult, to actually the work, but they stay at that level. You cannot. There's a bar, there's a ceiling for you. You cannot go above it. And then, unlike America, it is difficult, but you can strive. You can go above it. So, in a nutshell, I think what President Reagan was saying, in contextually, he was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's it for me.
We understand and we give you the right to end your statement because everybody had one or two statements, so we have to give you a chance to say something after breaking transmission anyway.
Yes.
We're talking about that. What
So I'm
happened?
done with that.
Yeah. What happened in Switzerland? We want to go to Switzerland. Paul, we have something on what happened in Davos. Switzerland, every year, they got a World Economic Forum where world leaders, about 3,000 of them, will meet to discuss the economic status of the world because they're the most powerful. But we noticed few presidents did not attend. I was just naming the Chinese president was not there. Xi Jinping was not in. Xi Jinping was not in. The Zelensky was not there. He may not be that powerful. He's one of the recognized president now. Brazil as well as India, the Prime Minister of India was not at the conference. But however, the key word we all talking about was Donald Trump. Technically, he has Air Force One has to make a technical stop and return and go back again. So another funny thing I also understood that why he did not, nobody received him. So he walked in, landed, plane like Air Force One landed. He walked through, nobody shook hands with him. He went to his where he needed to be hosted. But in any case, we knew that he was going to drop a bombshell. Hey, he did. That's Donald Trump, a celebrity president. But now, what happened here? We have fresh news going to tell us the statement he made, and he had a profound reaction from the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, who reacted. So we'll run the video. Paul, are you ready?
Yes, cool.
Go on. Let's see what we got to say. What the first news is analyzing the story. What happened in Davos?
You want to roll it?
Oh, okay. I thought you were on it. I'll do it then. No, I don't think I have it. Okay, I have it.
European leaders are feeling threatened.
We often hear Western leaders talk about a rules-based order. It was led by the United States and on paper.
Yeah, it's coming on. It should come on now.
We often hear Western leaders talk about a rules-based order. It was led by the United States and on paper it was liberal and rooted in the rule of law. But Carney says that system is fading and it's not transitioning into something else, it's just rupturing.
For decades, countries like Canada prospered under what we called the rules-based international order. We joined its institutions, we praised its principles, we benefited from its predictability. And because of that, we could pursue values-based foreign policies under its protection. This bargain no longer works. Let me be direct. We are in the midst of a rupture, not a transition. But more recently, great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons tariffs as leverage, financial infrastructure as coercion, supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited, that trade rules were enforced asymmetrically. And we knew that international law applied with varying rigor depending on the identity of the accused or the victim. This fiction was useful. And American hegemony in particular helped provide public goods, open sea lanes, a stable financial system, collective security, and support for frameworks for resolving disputes. So we placed the sign in the window.
We appreciate the frankness. It's almost jarring to hear a Western leader speak like this, that to a Canadian Prime Minister, because Canada has benefited from the US-led order. They supported American wars, they fought against America's enemies, and in return, the country prospered. Just look at Carney's predecessor, Justin Trudeau. He was a huge supporter of this rules-based order. But unlike Trudeau, Carney seems to be a pragmatist. He sees the threat at his door, an imperialist US president who does not care about the international law. So does Carney have a solution? Well, he's betting on middle powers to come together.
Argue the middle powers must act together because if we're not at the table, we're on the menu. But I'd also say that great powers can afford for now to go it alone. They have the market size, the military capacity, and the leverage to dictate terms. Middle powers do not. But when we only negotiate bilaterally with a hegemon, we negotiate from weakness. We accept what's offered. We compete with each other to be the most accommodating. This is not sovereignty. It's the performance of sovereignty while accepting subordination. In a world of great power rivalry, the countries in between have a choice: compete with each other for favor, or to combine to create a third path with impact.
So who are these middle powers? Countries like India, Saudi Arabia, Canada, and Brazil. They have significant economic and military potential. Alone, they cannot take on the US, but Carney says together they can. And he's rooting this approach in two things. One is principles, the other is pragmatism. Carney says he will stand for principles like sovereignty and human rights. At the same time, he admits that not every partner will share the same values. And that sometimes, in fact, interests will diverge. We've seen this policy in motion. Carney has reset his relations with India. He's looking to sign a free trade deal with New Delhi. And last week, he also visited China. Both these relationships were fraught under his predecessor, Trudeau. But Carney is looking at a new chapter. He wants to build new coalitions and partnerships. And frankly, he doesn't have an option right now. Trump may be focused on Greenland for the moment, but Canada is also on his radar. On Monday, Trump posted this AI image on social media. It shows Canada as part of the United States of America. Even the Canadian military is taking this threat seriously. Reports say they are modeling a response to a hypothetical US invasion. And what does it show? The US could overpower Canadian positions in 2 days. So Canada's plan is to use non-conventional warfare, things like ambushes and hit and runs. I know US invasion is extremely unlikely, but this mere conversation was unthinkable until last year.
Wow. I don't want us to comment on that. I want us to run another video about Donald Trump so we can all put together. There was a video about Donald Trump in Davos, and there was one of the most powerful radio station in UK called Leading Britain Conversation, and was one powerful journalist as well called what's the guy name again? Andrew Marr was and interview a guy called Mehdi Hassan. So we will run that queue again, and so from there we'll ask colleagues to make a comment. Well, let run it.
If European leaders are feeling threatened by Donald Trump tonight, just imagine how it feels for many Americans waiting for his ICE paramilitaries to knock at the door. Let's hear now from Mehdi Hassan, the British-born, US-based broadcaster and founder of the media company Zeteo. Mehdi, great to have you on the show. Your reaction, first of all, to what you've heard from Donald Trump today, backing down from actual military involvement against a fellow member of NATO, but saying we're going to take Greenland one way or the other, you just watch us.
Andrew, great to be back. Well, first of all, I'd say that if I was in Iceland, I'd be a little bit worried today because he refused to call it Greenland. The script that he had in front of him on the prompter referred to Greenland as a piece of ice. And Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, demented Don, as some call him now, at 79 years old, a man who's losing coherence by the day. Not that he had that much to begin with. He referred to it as Iceland multiple times. I keep thinking to myself, if Joe Biden had done this, the media would have gone crazy about Joe Biden's dementia. And yet Donald Trump, day after day, rambles incoherently, slurs his speech. Yesterday, he told a long story about his mother wanting him to be a professional baseball player. And today, he's sitting in Davos saying, we're going to take Iceland. So the Icelandic government should probably have a word with him as well. But look, with Donald Trump, Andrew, I think the British are finally waking up to what we Americans have to deal with every day. I think the rest of the world is... Nothing he says is consistent. The fact that he says he doesn't want to militarily do it today doesn't mean he won't say the exact opposite tomorrow. With Trump, it's what side of bed has he gotten out of? Who's the last person to have spoken to him? What's annoyed him? Today in his speech, Andrew, he talked about how the Swiss prime minister, whose name he couldn't remember, apparently called him up and she rubbed me up the wrong way. So this is who Trump is. He's a man driven by petty grievances, impulses. There really is no ideology. Next week, he might stop talking about Greenland, or he might send troops.
Let me ask you about the sending of troops inside the United States, because ICE may be in his head for another reason as well.
Yes.
And, we've seen some extraordinary scenes from Minnesota. I'd be very interested in your view about what the atmosphere is like domestically as ICE goes into city after city after city, and governors all over the country seem to be protesting about it.
What's so interesting, Andrew, is that one of the issues that Donald Trump consistently led on, even when he was in the wilderness during the Biden years, was on immigration, on the border. You look at the polling, Republicans always led Democrats on immigration issues. Now it's changed. He's underwater on immigration in the polls. The vast majority of the American public are not happy with how he's handling it. They're not happy with what ICE is doing. Americans can see on their phones, on their TV screens, what is happening in major cities. They are seeing a white woman, not a black or brown woman, a white Christian American citizen shot dead in cold blood on the streets of a major American city. We now have, I think, a plurality of Americans saying that they support abolishing ICE, which was unheard of a few years ago. That was seen as a crazy far-left position that the Democrats should drop. And now you have a plurality of Americans saying they want to get rid of ICE. So he is deeply unpopular on this issue, but he's doubling down. Just today, Andrew, ICE has turned up in Maine, in a new state, in a new city, to try and terrorize local communities, especially the Somali community that Donald Trump yesterday called a low IQ community. Last month, he called them garbage. So they're really terrorizing some of these black and brown communities and American citizens, Andrew. Yesterday, one of the police chiefs in Minneapolis said that his own off-duty police officers who are Latino or African American were being stopped by ICE agents with guns drawn. They're drawing guns on fellow law enforcement who they think are illegal immigrants. So this is where we've got to now with ICE. As you say, it's his paramilitary force. It's loyal to Trump. They've dropped all the training standards, Andrew. You can join ICE very easily with no training, with no substantive drills or health tests or background checks. And you could put on a mask and go out onto American streets and harass American citizens. And that's unheard of in this country in modern times.
Even so, Mehdi, I will pass on that opportunity. But in the end, again, I'm sorry to put this so crudely, but it's about the colour of skin a lot of the time. And I'd just be very interested in your own feeling. You were mentioning the Somali community, who have been absolutely lambasted again and again by President Trump. But it does seem anybody who is not the right colour has to think a little 2 or 3 times. Your surname is Hassan. How do you feel?
Yes.
Do you feel completely safe wandering around the States at the moment?
No, nobody who is a non-white person feels completely safe, and no one who's a naturalized citizen, as I am. They're talking about denaturalizing citizens. There's a bill in Congress, Andrew, to denaturalize anyone who's been a citizen for 10 years or less if they support terrorism. And the Trump definition of supporting terrorism means speaking out in a way they don't like on a domestic issue or on a Middle East-related issue. So we are living in very worrying times for minority communities. But as I said, with Trump, it's now gone beyond minority communities. Like people like me were saying, look what they're doing to Somalis, or look what they're doing to Muslims for years. But when you have a white woman, Renee Good, in Minneapolis, shot in cold blood, that's a line crossed for a lot of Americans. They didn't think it would be a white American citizen woman being shot by ICE who just dropped her kid to school. And that's a reminder that this entire expansion of ICE, by the way, Andrew, ICE is now bigger than most of the world's militaries, right? I think it's if it was a military, it'd be the 13th biggest in the world in terms of budget. He's expanded the budget from $6 billion 10 years ago to $85 billion. And this is his personal paramilitary force. force. And this will be used, for example, during the midterms, Andrew. I have no doubt that when people go to vote, especially in black and brown areas, there will be ICE agents out at the polling stations to intimidate them. That is the goal here. This has gone way beyond illegal immigration or even race relations. It's now just his militia force.
Mehdi, speaking of white women speaking out against Donald Trump, we had Mary Trump on the show yesterday, and she thought that it was perfectly possible that Trump would actually pull some of those midterm elections if he thought he was going to lose them, never mind intimidating voters. What's your view?
Yeah, I think anything is possible, unfortunately. I know people talk about Trump derangement syndrome and alarmism on the left, but, you know, this man is who he says he is. This is what he did. When I said in 2019, I wrote a column saying if he loses the election, he won't leave, I was laughed at. People said to me, this is hyperbole, this is alarmism. That's not how it works in America. You're from England, you don't understand. And yet, the following year, he refused to leave and incited an armed insurrection at the Capitol. So, look, anything is possible. Just today in Davos, he again said, sometimes you need a dictator. He keeps talking about the need for a dictator. The other day, he talked about cancelling elections, said, well, I'm not going to do it. Well, the fact that you're having to deny it is quite worrying, given these are, no one's ever stopped them before. Look, whether they cancel elections, postpone elections, clearly he's not interested in free and fair elections. They're already trying to access social security data for voters. They're already trying to gerrymander states in a way that we haven't seen on an epic level across the country. So, look, and he's behaving, Andrew. What's so worrying, Andrew, you and I know, when a politician is this unpopular, he has one of his lowest approval ratings yesterday on his 1 year in office, you think to yourself, well, why aren't they having a relaunch? Why aren't they pivoting to get back public opinion? The fact that they don't care at all about how unpopular they are really does worry me, because it makes me think, well, maybe they don't care about elections going forward.
Wow, gentlemen, there are a lot to take in. We want to just make a summary of it. I know two things together was about Davos was a key point. This is something, first I want to put a question so you can take into, you can put it around to Donald Trump. Is this something Europe need to worry about? From Mark Carney's speech, where they stand, he was very, very, very emphatic. I mean, profoundly emphatic about that position. I've not seen any Western leaders, European leaders making, Western leaders making those kind of statements since started his crazy stuff around. I mean, publicly coming out to make a statement. I know people beating their chest in the back saying that, well, we'll challenge Trump. But this guy came out there, he made a statement. I mean, you could see the analysis you made, and the First News also analyzed the situation as it is. But let me take you around, just 2 minutes each, to tell us what do you think of Mark Carney's statement, and bring it down to Trump's. Mehdi is saying that he's becoming dementia. I want you to tell me. I'll start with Linford. Linford, what do you think about Mark Carney's statement, also Trump's health status?
Well, I did not listen to the full video because I was a little bit busy in the background. But on a general level, talking about Trump's, did you say his health background?
No, he says he got he's running dementia right now.
From all indications, I know every time I go to work to the office in the morning, the first thing I do, I open the computer and go through the international news, right? And the very first thing I can do. So today I was able to read about 5 different things, pieces of news about Trump, and all were very contradicting. At one point, he had threatened to take Greenland by all means, whether military or negotiation or whatever. Then at one point in Davos, he again reneged on his own statement. He said, well, he's not willing to take Greenland. Then at one point, he's condemning,
he calling Greenland Iceland as well. You notice that? A lot of people, they call it Greenland Iceland.
And somebody even made a cartoon. And he was saying, this is Greenland. They say, no, this is Greenland. You see, the guy is very incoherent at the moment, and it's all because of certain reasons. Number one, he's not composed in what he's doing. Number two, after he has said or done something, it comes back to haunt him, and so he tries to correct it, but then maybe it's not correctable. So I'm confused about this guy. So I'm not a medical practitioner to confirm, but from what I see, something is not right. Something is wrong. And those people who can determine what's wrong, I think they should be trying to check this guy, or else he might lead this country he might lead America to war, unknown to himself. At the end of the day, the American people will be the one fighting war when He even remembered that he had started a war. This is a guy who just go invade another country. And I mean, how in the world you will come in this modern time? It's not during the time of your discovery, where you're used to say with discovering places. In this modern world, the people got our independence, they got our right, they got our own president, they got everything. You want to leave the people on the ground and bar them. This is slavery. So, and you should be, you are the professed democracy in the world. You go around changing government because they are not democratic. Then you want to leave people against the world, leave them on their land and bar them, even if they say no, we do not agree, or other countries say no, we do not agree. But I think he got a taste of what the rest of the world is planning for him, because I read a full text. In fact, I think I even posted in the Patronal Library in the chat room the full text of the Canadian Prime Minister and
McCartney,
McCartney speech. And that man, the way he spoke, I think if Trump, in fact, on that, somebody wrote and said if Trump and his co-hosts can understand what his man wrote, he should be afraid, because that man outlined a few things. He said the middle powers, they should come together now, or else, if you are not sitting on the table, you will be on the menu.
Yeah. Right. I'll go to Paul. Paul, I think America power has been economic, and also about the BRICS countries as well, where every transaction is made around the world, America benefits because of the currency they have. Probably may have heard in the news lately that the BRICS are coming together. Brazil, Russia, other countries, India coming together to where to come up with a system where they can do transactions without America get connected. So America is going to lose money. Economically, going to be losing their currency strength, is going to be losing as much as possible. Not only because that's what make America powerful, because they have stable currency, US dollar, and if the BRICS country come together, that's going to hurt America big time. But anyway, let's go to Mark Carney's statement. Should middle powers take cue from his statement and be strong and trying to put themselves together to prepare for, instead of being being on the menu, they should be on the table as well.
Jamal, before I go to Mark Carney, when we have empires around the world, and when empire ready to collapse, this is what happened.
Yeah, they can have Christian empire.
Yeah, so they can go and bring their own chicken that they been reserved, wasted now the time. Christmas coming, they roast the chicken. Kanye and others know they've been fighting along America illegal wars around the world.
Yeah.
Now, they've been doing it. And how come now, when America moves today to go for a country, they will not investigate. They will say, oh, they go with NATO and go destroy country. But now, when Many Hassan said, this guy is crazy, in a sense that people trying to work whether he's crazy or he's not crazy, this is the thing that America faced with. And Lifa said something that caught my attention, that America will go to war under Trump. We all know that he has sent his country to a death trap. And that is happening because, personally, they are also building their military bases in the Middle East. They want to attack Iran. And so when Lifa said, I started laughing because they're building up for this. So, the BRICS nation, let me give you the quick history. In December, they announced their new BRICS bank. They came up with a bank. So when Mark Carney is running to India and going to China, those are members of the BRICS nation. So he's looking for a helping hand, because what happened, Trump coming on with the thing he took from the day he took power, he said Canada should be part of America. So that is on his menu, and he knows that they will do it when they want to. So these guys are running around now. How can we do it? How can we stop this guy? They're looking for partnership. So this could be the end of this great power that we call America, and Trump could be the one that could dismantle this mighty power, because people in America have not realized yet, and Many Hassan said it, that they were going after the brown and black immigrant, but now for them to kill their own white people, now starting to try. So if this thing continues, maybe one crazy state will wake up, so we don't want to be part of America anymore, and this is how the empire will fall. So, my brother, it is what it is. The guy, I think he's being very illusional. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Mr. Dole, go on.
Hmm?
Then I'll tell Francis to close on this. Go on,
Yeah.
please.
Donald Trump, everybody should know who he is. He's just someone who sees things as he feels. Whether you will hurt the listener or the listener will be happy, he don't care. Why in him, man, that's what he will say. Some of the statements that he really make, even our country, the villager, the town chief, even our country, the town chief don't make such a statement when he approaching the crowd. But he did make that statement. This is a man that said that when we were having a war in Afghanistan, we never needed anybody there. Those that came to say they coming to help our soldiers, they were not even on the front line. Amen, for God's sake. Everybody saw how many people that when they had to die, the helping of America with that war. Well, he said it. He don't care. Up to now, he have not even apologized of that statement. So, whatever Donald Trump said, it doesn't surprise me. Because he said, when we talk about the immigrant issue, he said it before he became president. He said, when I get there, I will close all my border. The country is full with social foreigners, and these foreigners are criminals, are here and there and rest of it. He made statement. So you vote for me. When I get there, I will close the border, and those that are in the country will chase them out. That's exactly what he's doing. So you can be surprised to people. That's what I can say.
Right. Thank you very much. Francis, you're a student of economics, and I want to take a little bit deeper. I think Mark Carney is a guy very well aware of the world economics, central bank governor of Canada. He became the central bank governor of the UK, United Kingdom, for years during the COVID period, and successfully led the country. And also, he was never elected. He was not an elected politician. He just recently got elected. He plays Trudeau in Canada. What he said right now will be any other Western leader making that statement in Davos.
Look,
and he understands the world economy, and you say something. If you understand what economy is all about, and understand it's got politics, the world politics is about, you understand what he's driving to the third powers. And
look,
don't break it down for me to let me understand that. But I don't understand what he meant to say.
Look, in terms of trade and trade balances, look, at the rate the president of America is levying tariffs, it tends to offset the balance of trade. It tips it to one side. One side is calling the shot. That means, the American dollar in terms of trade will have a stronger value as compared to other countries. And what he's doing basically is trying to weaken other economies around the world. So this guy, he's an economist, he knows that these actions with tariffs, there's nothing wrong with levying tariffs on goods and services. But if you take it to a level that is unprecedented, how can you levy 100% tariff on goods and services? You know what it does to the economy? You try to create a hyperinflation, stagnation in other countries around the world. But just to move forward from the economic side, in terms of geopolitics, look, the balance is tipping. The Prime Minister of Canada has opened the doors. France president was very blunt. Macron's statement did not receive much publicity, but I think that was one, if not the best or the second best statement at that place. In fact, Macron left because he knew Trump was coming, so he left earlier, didn't want to meet Trump. So, in a nutshell, look, I'll just conclude by this. America and the world should wake up quick and get the derangement out of the way.
Yeah.
He may put this war into World War III so easily. That's what I gotta say.
Right. We
The
want to take
quicker
a
it
quick.
is, the better. Get it out of the way.
I know. That's a way to end this on the international. So we just kind of summarize. We've got a lot to go. Want to go back to Liberia, our home country, to look at issues that made news during the week. We'll take a quick break. We'll look at our daily newspapers. Now, please share the show. We'll be waiting a split second.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Once again, I want to say thank you very much. Now, going back to Liberia, home country. We're going to discuss international politics now. Liberia, this is where we're from. This is what we discuss. That's our passion. LRB is short. Welcome, gentlemen. What is cooking in Liberia? On the 26th, Monday, the president will be giving his report card. 2 years in power. So we'll be looking at that. I want to look at, let's go to, I think Mr. Dollar was so quick to talk about it today. Do you want to talk about, Mr. Barker has spent how many years? 2 years? Let's see what his report card looks like. So I will go to Linford. Linford, tell me, just give me, if you were a teacher before, for 1973, you became a school classroom teacher. I think so many years you taught in classroom.
No, 1983. I mean, 1973, I was 10 years old. It is about genius.
Okay. All right then. Then I want to give me great Omer Boyka for me. He just spent 2 years in the classroom. He was in the second grade. So he just moved to second grade now. Everybody's going to give his report card, his prediction. I mean, what his car look like. I want you to grade him on everything like road, healthcare, 50, 60. That's how not too much explanation. Tell me where his grades are. I want you to tell me that. So I'll go to you. Tell me, grade him from agriculture, road, healthcare, education, what the rest of the human services, what do you call it? Salary, whatever you call it. Just give me how you see it from your own area. Just
okay. You see, on a general level, those days, they used to have our report card. When they finish putting all the grade, then they can give you the average. So first, I will give the average.
Okay, give me the average, and then you.
I'll give the average.
You know what happened? One person will be the last person. First will be the last because he's going to defend the UP government. I mean, it's a black government to his birth. So he said he would do it to his death. So let me be the last.
I think that's the wrong format. Let Francis speak first. Because he was
he said. No, he has to debunk what all you have said. That's why I'll give you the opportunity. You go on.
Yeah, but we also, because he will be presenting their platform, and then we will also.
Okay, I'll give you another. I agree. Okay, after you say, he will go. I'll give you the chance to make 1 minute each on each of it.
Yeah, okay, the arrest. The ARREST. Agriculture.
Great sheet.
Like I said, the overall Irish.
Paul, take it. Paul is a registrar. Paul, take the note. Great sheet from Professor Linford Goin for Barker 2 years term. Go on. Agriculture.
So, but on the overall Irish, on the overall, I'll give Mr. Barker 50 because he need to take makeup in all the subjects. I'll give you another chance. But agriculture.
So you no. Let's discuss that. Wait. So you failed. So you gotta do reset.
No, he's not doing reset. No, he's not gonna do reset, but he will do makeup. He will do makeup.
No, but makeup is a fail.
No, makeup. Not necessarily fail. You tried, so I gotta give you a second chance. You tried,
so what's the passing mark in Liberia? 50 is a fail mark, right?
Yeah, but he okay. Wait, let's say you get a man the math problem. He work it. He got the answer. He actually gave you the correct answer, but he didn't work it to break it down. So maybe so you gotta get you can call and say, but how you arrive at this answer? So Mr. Barker, agriculture.
So you have to reset. Okay, 50. Yeah. Okay, agriculture.
Agriculture. He has done totally nothing because by this time we should be seeing Yeah, totally nothing. But this time we should
So
be seeing.
that's zero. No, leave
Ah,
off
give me
that
two,
zero.
give
That's
me
a
give me
zero.
two.
No, I want you to mark it zero. Then we'll go down here. Explain to me why zero.
No, I got against zero. The woman got found. As for president, he got found. I'm not getting zero. I'll gain 20.
Okay, 20. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
But this time we should see ground being broken all around the country. We got fertile land. We should see Bon County, Nima County, the 16 countries. We should see everywhere the breaking ground, making PP farms. Called the what I think Tottenham authorities who has something called government farm. I remember that. Okay. I think Padore should know something like that. All the Bon candidates who have it called government farm, all the people can go work on a farm. Okay, so we should see those things there, but we did not see it. Even though he got a private farm, so he got a 20 right there. Then come to the first arrow, which is the rule of law. Of course, a papi, he failed their flat. That one was zero. Because he broke all of the major laws that he was even part of to make from Ellington. Then we move to the next arrow, which is what? Francis, help me.
Which one?
What?
Roads.
We can roads.
No, it's how many arrows? Is RREST?
Yeah. The first arrow was rule of law. The second arrow is roads. He talked about roads so much that he even hang himself. You see, this old man, something is wrong with him, man. How you get up? You even said that you're saying your 400 days. No car will get stuck in the mud. And you know Liberia, all the small pieces of road. So even if you pave all the major road, or the road leading from Palala to Matan, when car gets stuck on it, I'll say car gets stuck during your so the old man, I think he underestimated Liberia or the development projects in Liberia. He underestimated. He thought it would just be automatic. He failed in that one again because cars are still in stock. I was in Liberia. I entered Liberia November 20. While going to the farm, we got stuck between Zowinta and Palala. We got stuck. One truck got stuck. We two got stuck. The truck people had to come help her to push her. So at least I saw that one with my own eye. I can tell the woman feel. Then let's move to the E. It's education. Just recently, or last year, sometime last year, we saw the Minister of Education trying to call on some kind of board that is supposed to be responsible for education in the country to try to restructure them. So it means they are not working. They are not been working. And as we speak, students are still sitting on blocks in schools. So, well, I can say he failed. He did something. At least schools are still open. They not close school. So schools are still open. So that one are getting 40. So you got 40 plus 20, that's 60. So let's go to S. Sanitation. Go. Sanitation. Well, our RIA. I mean, this is the first stage of the country. Anybody going to Liberia, that the first that again you go to meet group of people, but the men will can meet you first. RIA is the first place you see. We got to RIA when they play learner. I was looking for RIA. They say we learn it, but I was looking for RIA. So, and when we enter the building,
which spell your E?
Morocco.
Morocco. I think I met Unjet. That cake clean your E.
But wait, tell me, don't jump on the man. Come on, get a man chance.
So no barrel. They asked for barrel. Then the woman told me, say, but man, therefore how you check out for when you go, you find somewhere to pee. I said, so sanitation is absent. Maybe in a VIP area. And then in Monrovia City, I think everybody for himself. When people get you, look for somewhere to go. So sanitation is not existent. Then the T, tourism. Okay. And when they talk about tourism, they say Liberian people, we ourselves, we are organizing the tourism among ourselves. When a group of guys get a vacation money in America, they say, oh, diaspora return, that tourism there. They will they drink all the money, they fancy there, they have all the good time. After drinking, they are going there for them. When they come back, then we start pushing the cattle with you. So that one I'll get out 20. So altogether 40, 20, 20, that 80. If I get 80.
Well, but pass. Pass. Paul. I want you to grade old man. Agriculture. Agriculture, Paul.
Oh my
God.
God.
This is a very interesting topic. Agriculture, I don't know how to grade the overall agriculture because the national budget have not reflected anything good on agriculture. So I'll go I actually gave him a 0 on agriculture because this is where he came from. That his strength. It's like you get a former footballer who became president and the football died in Liberia. It's similar thing. Agriculture is the old man's strength, and nothing good is in agriculture until the national budget reflect that we'll be able to feed, I will say, in the next 2-3 years. Then I will get him 0 on agriculture.
Okay. Then we'll go to rule of law.
Oh, rule of law is 0 from the start. This is the man that came out said there were arsenal attack on the Capitol building. People, they arrested people unnecessarily in Liberia. Today, they cannot find, the case cannot be concluded. The old man also, they honor his Unity Party government during the Eden administration. They established this, they call tenure position. He broke everything, so he does not respect rules of law in Liberia. So I will give him a big F on this one.
0 as well. Road.
Yeah. Road.
Interestingly,
so you fail all your marks. You fail agriculture, you fail rule of law, you fail roads. Go on.
No, for roads, right? I will give him some mark on roads because they say government is continuity. So they're making some effort in roads. So based on the roads, what they have done so far, I mean, let's be honest and open. I will give the Unity Party 70. Why am I giving it 70? The reason being, this particular Unity Party have no agenda, but I know for Liberians, they need roads. So they will do a quick fix on road to blindfold the people. So they have been making some efforts in roads. So I will give them a pass. I'll give them some 70 on roads.
Okay. Let's go to education.
There's nothing changed from the past government to this government in education. I've not seen any significant change. So I might give them maybe what, 65?
Okay. What about sanitation?
Sanitation, I will give them 0. There's a big 0. The reason why I'm saying sanitation, I will take Monrovia, for example. If you go to Monrovia now, those in Monrovia, just go down Getty Street and Center Street, in the heart of the city. We beat on Jefferson Kochi when he was city mayor, that Monrovia, the capital, was dirty. There's nothing changed. It worse than ever before. So sanitation, no, I'm not seeing anything. That big 0 for me.
All right. Then the last, do we have the last one will be tourism.
You know, I'm going to steal what Linford said, and this is tourism in Liberia is only for the diaspora Liberian, and I agree with Linford on this. The only way that will have all of people coming to Liberia when you have rule of law in place, and then you have better rules, you have good tourism. But at the moment, it's just us Liberians. So if I go to Liberia and I never went to Bon County, Patawi, I'll go visit. So it's the tourism is just among us Liberians. So based on that, maybe in the future, and what they appointed or agency to look after tourism. So let's give it, being that they appointed somebody, maybe the next year they will do something. I'll be lenient with them on tourism because we go and see some of the development that is happening. I'll give them 70 on tourism.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, Paul get it for 100%.
No, but Paul, get over 100%. 70, 65.
Yeah, 70, 140.
That's not a grading system. What you are like grading system is that?
No, Jamal.
Not double promotion.
If you give somebody 0 in agriculture, if you give somebody 50, listen, that means that, let's see, on a report card, if you get 3F, that means you ought to go to summer school so you're not gonna pass. So then you go to summer school to double up.
We got 3 zeros. We got 3 0 in report card. Okay, Mr. Dollar, we'll give you. Then we'll go to We'll go to Francis to tell us his report on the OMED 2 years in office. Let's go to agriculture.
Yeah, agriculture, to be realistic, the OMED didn't do anything.
Zero.
Is my view. Because the point of the matter is, agriculture is an open secret to everybody. You have to do a better mechanized agriculture system. You need to have equipment to facilitate the farming. And that is not existing in our country. Even there's no budget for it. The agriculture minister is just there tipping small money to certain farmer that dreams or animal farming and here and there and rest of it, which is now going to feed the citizens. So agriculture, I will give you 0.
Rule of law.
The rule of law, it does not exist in our country. I think Francis just coming from there, you saw how people are in disarray in terms of rule of law. Number one, people are now under control.
Okay.
There's more justice in our country where when you go, if you are bad lucky, you having to have an accident in any community area, a human being died from that accident, you ought to get down from in that car and find your way somewhere else. Otherwise, the people will come to burn your car. After burning your car, they beat you to death.
Mm.
So it's happening in our country. More justice is going on every corner. And those that are doing that, people can see them on a video openly and they can be arrested.
Mm.
So obviously, the rule of law is start from the grassroots to the top. To the lawmaker, the voting among them say every day for personal interest. The fighting for position in order to exploit the nation. What kind of law is that?
All right. Then we'll
So
go to,
I will give them 2%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They'll get
I'll
20.
give them 2%. The reason what I'm giving the reason what I'm giving them 2%, during George Weah administration, people used to go home to bed 6 o'clock in the evening. But now some people can stay out and go to the club and things there and drink and still go home over me molested on the street. Okay. That's the reason why I'm giving it 2%.
Okay. What about the road networks?
The road network, I think I can give them 20%. For one side, the grading the various existing road, but in terms of paving, in the new, more especially from Granta to Grand, there's no paving going on. The only grading in the street, the road to go, and Lofa County from Bangat to Menacoma is not existing. The grading in the road, they have not done anything proper. But right, what these people are supposed to do, if you are dealing with the kind of road system, you pick up one major one. The priority one should be something like from Banga to Menacoma, because it's a business center, and the road going to butt our way to country is a Mana River. So if you pave that road, the traffic will flow, and economy will boom up. But they didn't do that. So obviously the road, I think I can give them 20%.
Okay, what about education?
Education, I have not seen anything resemble a good educational system in George Weah administration and this OMED administration. For matter of fact, they brought one lady from America decided that they women were teaching in the universities, in one of the universities in America. So they decided to give her the job in order to transform our educational system. The major university we have in the center part of the country, in the city, Capitol Building, right opposite the law house, Capitol Building, right opposite the executive mansion. The university that there is a Frumo yard today. Who you know and pass. No good toilet system, no electricity, classroom, there's no chair. You know,
Okay.
the teachers, they are not organized. So obviously, the education is 4%.
Okay. What about the last? So sorry, sanitation. Sorry.
Sanitation. Yeah, sanitation. Let's be realistic. I'm seeing this thing to be realistic. First of all, when this government get in power, first thing, if you want to tackle the sanitation of any nation, you deal with the mayor, the city mayor then. Give them certain budgets to have the toilet system in place in a strategic area, like the parking stations, you know, and strategic community areas and things there. They must have a place where once you jam for toilets or whatever, you should go there. Still, there should be a truck to pick up rubbish from in the city and give chance to private citizens. So look here, give them some money to buy some good sanitation equipment and to take contract from the various citizens to go to their various houses and things there and drop the bin to them. You say, look here, don't put your rubbish on the street. When you put your rubbish on the street, we'll come here, we'll see the rubbish on the street, we'll find you. They didn't do that. So obviously the country is sparred up, and the only place they went and put some free bin was Rayla, and does not even exist. Finally, he turned us down. So obviously, sanitation, they are still struggling with sanitation. I can get in 15%.
Okay. The last but not the least, tourism.
Tourism, the people that go for tourism are the citizens of our country. They just go there, the little money that they made from making the little money they made from abroad, like Europe and America, they just go there and cheer it up. And you know, those that cannot drink alcohol, they drink hatai all day and kill some good and make a noise. Those that can drink alcohol, they go to the Vero nightclub and pop around the city and drink and make a meal. So that's all I can see. But there's no specific tourist system.
Okay.
To make it work, let me come in. To make it work.
Your voice gone bad. Something not right. We're losing you. We are losing you, Mr. Dollar.
You losing me?
Okay, go on now. Okay, go on now.
Yeah, somebody making noise. I think.
Go on.
Friends are trying to disturb us because we're seeing something good. Okay, here's the situation. They make it worse for tourism. You know who they appointed as a head of the tourist activities in our country? Is a ex-military personnel from ECOMO, that Nigerian guy, a BM guy. That's the man they appointed. Criminal like that man. What can that man do for our country? Right. So it's very, very disturbing. I don't see any sense in the 2 years term that the old men have done for that country so far. The only thing that I can say he managed to do is to buy himself with $1.2 million car. When he was coming into power, he said that you could ride wheelbarrow to go to the mansion to do the Liberian people job. He sort of at least keeping himself to that promise. Then he buy himself $1.2 million worth for one single car. The old man will be arrested and prosecuted at the end of the day.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. I want to come to my good man, Francis. If you just joined us this morning, Liberia, we're trying to look at the 2 years of office in power by the Unity Party-led government, headed by His Excellency, Mr. Honorable Joseph Jomaboakai. Now, on the 26th, which will be on Monday, he will be giving a State of the Nation address. He'll be outlining his achievements, the challenges, and struggles for the past 2 years government has done. So we are here trying to, I don't know what it's called, roast, grill, or talk of the progress he made. So with the last person here, and we know he's a sympathizer of the Unity Party, so we let him be the
You
last.
know, sympathizer is a
Isadole,
personal
give it.
representative.
Isadole, you are not. Let
Okay.
him speak, please.
Oh,
Let him
okay,
speak.
okay,
Let
okay.
him speak.
Let me
Don't.
meet my.
Yeah, don't interrupt him. You were talking. He did not say anything. So we will give a chance to Mr. Francis Monumensa. I mean, I just said something. I may be wrong, but he knows he's a man who will be honest and tell us. For the past 2 years, when he gave us when he grade the Unity Party like government. Mr. Francis Mensa, tell us what is your report card for Barker government for the past 2 years.
Thank you very much, my friend and brother. First of all, I would like to stress and underscore that this show is a serious show. We don't come here there be joking and making unfunny statements,
Oh God.
and president buying $2 million car and $1 million car, and Mr. Dode has now been to Liberia since he sought asylum in the UK.
Oh, are you
Since
going personal now? Go on and give a report.
since Mr. Dode sought asylum in the UK since 1997, he's now been back to Liberia. So this is a serious show. So that's good. I mean, the president on average have done well in all segments.
Okay. Agriculture,
Uh,
please tell us what you think.
I mean, he has surpassed great for me.
Mm-hmm. What did you do to agriculture? Just tell us what has he done?
There are a lot of projects, seed-based projects going from the Ministry of Agriculture and through our donor partners. There are a lot of stuff going on, and we understand there are constraints, economic constraints, financial constraints. So yeah, our partners are doing well through the mediation of the Minister of Agriculture and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have grown. We have seen the increase in local produce in the market. Rice have been produced. We have, we're having flour mills. We have, so agriculture have been done. Some of our major facilities that in Lofa County have been refurbished, rehabilitated. So Lofa is in the next 2 to 3 years, Lofa will regain its status as the breadbasket of
Yeah,
the
the
country.
trad story, the trad story.
Give the
You
man
know, we get dry.
challenge.
You who
Please
your
tell us
head
what,
is,
what
we get
So
dry.
give the
this
man
this
challenge.
this is an organized government that's planning. This is not an event that it doesn't happen overnight. So we where we came from, uh, we took over a very bad system, and over 6 years were broken, and we tried to build it, and it will take time. So within the next 2 years, we'll be on the right trajectory. So I think the government will pass.
I think after the analysis, I don't know whether we compare Sando or Pierre, which one you beat them because you look like you're doing very well here. Tell me about the rule of law.
Oh, the rule of law has been. We have some challenges. I agree. No, we have a hostile society wherein people do not know adhere to the rule of law, and so the police and our security forces are doing their best to help, safeguard life and properties in Liberia. Uh, we have constraints as well again. So the police is frequently recruiting people. Although we have some bad apples, the police director disrobed and dismissed some people other day. So yeah, and the armed forces of Liberia is recruiting now again. So the rule of law is taking its shape, and then as I said, this is just barely 2 months, 2 years into leadership. You know,
What? Okay. Quick question on this on the tenure position. Linfo mentioned about the Paul Dave. What is your take on that?
no, I would say the person was ill informed. I'll be very honest. tenant positions are tenant positions. It shouldn't be tampered with, regardless of political persuasion. If you want to have, a political, surrogates, or your partisans, so to speak. I don't use the word surrogates, but your partisans, they will get a job. We have to respect those positions that or that are constitutionally bounding with the law. So I think the president, he slipped on that in that direction,
Okay.
and I hope that he may not do that again in the future or any other
That's
presidents. We cannot do what what was done in one of our we administration. No, we cannot do that. So the president, he was wrong as on his part, in my view.
I think that's a fair comment. What about education?
Well, education again, I'll give him a pass.
Okay.
Yeah, the government is doing well. Despite budgetary constraints, UC was one of our biggest donors, but the president has embarked on building new schools across the country. So I think what we need to do, we need to standardize our education system in a way that the Minister of Education should have a probably or referendum or a forum on uh, upgrading our level our teachers across the country.
Okay.
We got public school, private schools. I think there's some level of work needs to be done in that
All right.
direction. But overall, I think the government, can
Uh,
be given a pass.
what about sanitation as well? Because recently we've reading the news about the city of Maruva is one of the biggest health hazard area right now, and you want to talk of sanitation right here?
I was in Moreover just recently.
Okay.
Uh, I drove down Broad Street. I drove down Waterside. I do not see what they're talking about. I went
Okay.
down to Douala. Douala used to be filled with it was a moon of mountain of garbage along the way. Now you can drive to Douala Market. Those are people on the road crowd, but the field that was on that road is not there anymore.
Okay.
So again, sanitation should be a collective effort by both the citizens and the government. Conscious minded citizens will leave their private homes and go and dump the die on the road. It's a matter
Hmm.
drive. So I think it's a stick for for both the government and the citizens to to take active lead in that direction.
Right. And the last one, but not least, the tourism. I heard that Liberian living going home
I
to
mean,
we call it as the government
I
calls it
mean,
as a tourism.
tourism has no definite definition. You go back home as a tourist, you're a tourist. Once you don't live in the country, you're a tourist. You don't expect
Right.
to go see white, and if it's go see sort of white people, and also it's called
No,
tourists.
the question is transit.
Sierra go to Liberia, but I can't maybe address the aspect, and then we'll go to the more
Okay,
technical
go on, go
aspect.
on, go on.
So tourism is tourism. We go back home. We do not live in Liberia. We go back home in mass, in droves, wherever the Christmas season, the festive season. It's tourism. We go back and support the local economy. Uh, do we have the infrastructure like other countries? No, but I think the government is working in that direction. And let me just make a quick point of correction. Chris Hayes Inaniga is not a Nigerian. He was never an Ecomost soldier. The man was raised and born in Monrovia from Burrowville. And he has nothing to do. He has his own private tourism company. The directress director of tourism is one Patricia Cooper. I think so. Yeah, she's in charge of tourism since they made it an autonomous agency. So yeah, but the government is trying. I mean, that there should be there's a lot of work to be done in tourism. Tourism sector is not for fun. It requires millions, or even if billions of dollars to develop that sector. So I mean, yeah, I can see in terms of tourism, I would get in, not an F though, but maybe a D plus. So yeah.
That's the hanging on the thread. You're saying Liberia, not passing,
Yeah.
not failing. Now,
No.
thank you. When we talk about tourism, we're talking about Ministry of Information and Tourism. I think it was still attached to the Ministry of. It's still attached to the Ministry of Information, I believe.
No.
Right? It's
No.
been separated.
Yes.
Okay.
They
All right.
have entity now.
Now, all right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is George John. This is about Liberia. We'll be looking at.
Hold on, Paul, Chima. Let me get after. So why is it that they have an assistant minister for tourism at the Ministry of Information?
I don't know, but Brother Linford Goy, Egan Goy, the president has enacted a bureau, autonomous agency of tourism is headed by, I think Patience Cooper, Patricia Cooper, she is the head of tourism. And then you have this guy, Chris Yeniga has his own tourism easy. I think some ambassador.
Chris Onanuga having
but the bureau, the ministry,
he is the ambassador for tourism in Liberia.
Yeah, exactly.
I also want to be a little bit critical to question because you clearly debunked Padore by saying that Chris Onanuga is not a Nigerian. There is no Nigerian tribe that got Onanuga name. And if I listen to Chris very carefully, I don't have any problem with anybody being Nigerian to be Liberian. We're Nigerian everywhere. But Chris has a Nigerian background. Listen to his
I mean, come on, bro. The man has never born.
I don't care whether he has not been in Nigeria, but he's from Nigeria.
Also, I'm a Ghanaian too. I get Mensa name. The argument won't put
up. I'm not. No. Mensa. Yeah, Mensa. I'm from Ghana. Some are from Nigeria. If you go to
there's no Mensa.
So the Camara from Guinea.
And Sierra Leone as well. From Guinea, Sierra Leone, Mali. Yeah, that's right.
So James not Liberian.
No.
So
Mr. Doris from Sierra Leone.
If you're going that long, I'm the only Liberian here. Maybe Linford.
Mr. Dory from
Listen, guys. Listen. Let's get serious here. Cholo play, you can cover Ivory Coast. We know you from Kabbalah area.
Yeah,
Linford from right. Listen. Linford is from right Ivory Coast. We got the down, the man right in Ivory Coast in Guinea as well. Don't leave that story. Let's go straight to the point. We're not discussing ethnicity here. The point here is whether the man is.
Jamal put a newspaper down.
Yeah, but if you want to go into history, we'll break down history right here. So it's not about a name and travel.
The question I asked, there's a reason why I asked a question about why they have the assistant minister for tourism at the information ministry. We hosted them here. We hosted
then. Huh? She's not. I mean, that whole division.
Can I get something straight, gentlemen?
The Bureau of Tourism. I think it's an autonomous agency.
Listen now.
So are you simply saying that they are not attached with the Ministry of Information?
They are not.
No.
What happened?
All right, listen.
Mr. Dole, for clarification, an act was created by Joseph Boaka this year. The Liberian National Tourism was established.
Last year.
So you don't worry.
Last year.
If I say picking force here, I know you come from Araco, you have a foreign crime. So I know.
Leave the ethnicity
Listen, I want to ask Francie. You see what happened?
It's about me here to know. What you gonna ask me?
But you debonded what I'm saying.
Okay.
I want you to at least when I say something, is a reality. You must, at least as an ambassador for unity parties on borderline, you should be able to admit.
No, Mr. Dollar, sorry, Papa.
Admit what?
No, listen. So first,
Ahmed,
Mr. Dollar,
when we talk about sanitation, you said doing your expedition right now, you just said sanitation is a responsibility of government and a private citizen here and there. But who's supposed to take the lead to make it to happen? It's the government. No matter when we were little boy during Tuckman and Tower administration.
Barclay.
Listen, I would not back. I'll never see Barclay.
No. Pardon, I'll disagree with you. Let me disagree with you. The government does not have to come to my house here to tell me to take my trash away when I
listen
know.
To me. Listen
to me.
Wait.
Let's get
listen to me. Let me learn. When you want to debunk, you debunk. No, when we were little boys, you have people, every city, they have a sanitation officer. And you should go from door to door to find out what he did with your rubbish. And he catch you. Yes.
Where? In
Liberia, in Bonkante, in Mosonaro.
And what was the population of Monrovia then? What's the population of Monrovia then?
You understand what I'm saying?
They have CDM people.
That's not the point. That's not the point. The point here is there was a health and sanitation officers used to go from door to door, from street to street.
I never heard that crap, man.
Go back to the Liberian history.
I know on Sundays, the Memorial City Police will harass people.
You should go from
market
street to street. Rubbish and nonsense things on the street. When they catch you, you don't look after your area properly. They find you. They arrest you for that.
Okay. I'll make it. Paul.
Yeah.
Go on. Get Paul challenge.
Let me get Paul challenge to come up.
When I said sanitation, I gave it 0, and I know what I was talking about. You know, when you come to office and you serve for 12 years, and you say, well, the past administration failed the country, they damaged the country, you came to rescue. So if you come to rescue, you come with experience. 2 years is a lot in doing to rescue. Even 6 months, you can rescue. So if you come to rescue and all of the things that you came with, and you bidding on, say, oh, we get challenge it, we get this. But you serve for 12 years, you experience, you coming in, you're not novice to the system. But you don't have challenge at this time, so you didn't think it through when you're telling people that you're going to rescue the nation. Because when you use the word rescue, it means there was an earthquake that took place that damaged everything. So you coming to rescue. Now, there was no earthquake. So the propaganda that they ran with is so unique. Now, so for 12 years, you said, you gave it additional 2, 3, you're going to 3rd year. And in the 3rd year, you still saying, oh, our donors, partners, we need this. And John, we are on a government too. They were COVID. They had a struggle for 2 years. So under that, how they call it, incompetent government that we claim, they will perform to this experienced government still striving, oh, we're waiting. It's 0 or over until the rescue or then we know that we're driving somewhere. So I just want to say that sanitation, what Padole talking about, in the old days, I remember when I was small, if Limfa can testify, they had these people that used to go around with spray to spray mosquito and things all in those corners. They were doing something good. So now, if worker who lived or who worked for 50 years, he was in the government all his life. He saw all that. So if you kind of rescue from day one, we sort of see the thing going like that. We don't want to wait, say, oh, let's give them 2 years, let's give them 3 years. That waste of my time. Get to the point. Burkina Faso, young mentor, 2 years to do the country now. Everyone is talking about Burkina Faso. Experienced government, 3 years, we still saying,
Paul, what are we going to do? After Monday, we'll be looking at the president's speech. You outline his progress, the achievement made, and the challenges gone through, or the struggles they are having right now.
Tuesday we'll discuss it.
We'll discuss that on Tuesday. So it's not.
Well, Paul, have you been to Burkina Faso? Did I just say on the media that true?
Let's take a break. This coming Sunday, next Sunday, we'll be having
propaganda. All that is media that true in
okay, guys.
Burkina Faso.
Okay, yeah, we'll figure that. We'll say something on Burkina Faso soon to find out. Let's take a quick break. Listen, next Sunday, not this Sunday, following Sunday, we'll be having a new show coming on the borderline. So this is what we'll be having, guys.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Yeah,
right. That's it. There'll be a no show on the next 2 Sundays. So don't forget, subscribe. Paul will be here to take on you. Audience with the Lord Paul to the place. So don't forget, be part of the show, join the conversation. The question is to ask the question. Paul will be there to answer the question. So let's go straight to another issue that's making headline in Liberia. This one, it's getting something new. Boyka appoints Anthony Colinia Kra as Youth and Sport Minister. Gentlemen, this young lady is 35 years old, a brilliant, young, very, very smart young lady. Now going to join the Ministry of Youth and Sport to run it. I just want you guys to tell me, it's a good way, giving way to the young ones to take the driver's seat. Somebody was talking to me the other day, just yesterday, said, the lady father, Scopa Kra daughter. I said, yeah. He said she was with the university with the president before. So what? Yeah, father minister, daughter minister. Yeah, that's Liberia anyway. But gentlemen, I'll leave it with you to discuss it. What do you think? 35 years old, Anthony Kra is now the appointed new minister of youth and sport in Liberia. What do you think? Is she going to take on the challenge, or what do you expect from her? Is that a way for a new generation to take on? I will go to Paul. Paul, tell me, what do you think about our new minister of youth and sport?
Well, Jemma, first of all, let me congratulate the lady. I think she's good, and if you follow her, I mean, it's going to give young people the opportunity to be fair. At the age of 35, she can even become president of Liberia. So
exactly.
So it's good to give them the opportunity. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm friends with her on the social media. I've been following her. She also did a course in the UK here when she was here. So I think if she comes, that place needs good transformation, the youth and school. Maybe giving the young people the talent for them to express their talent over there. Maybe she could do something good. So let's congratulate her and see how far she'll take the ministry. I think she's capable of doing a good thing over there, because the generation we're in now, this is a new generation. They come with a lot of ideas. So at the age of 35, being the youngest person as for being minister of youth and sport, let's pray and see what, let her come and deliver the goods that, I mean, something the president saw in her. So it could be that she will come on to do something good. So let's wait and see how she will perform.
I'll go to Mr. Dolly and Linford. One of you can answer. This is not zero for Boaka now. Boaka is giving way to the young ones. 35 years old Colonial Crow, Anthony Colonial Crow. Anthony Colonial Crow is now newly appointed Youth and Sports Minister in Liberia. Can we give the president a salute for bringing the young one into the driving seat? I'll go to Linford. Linford, what do you think?
First and foremost, we have yet to define what we call youth, the age limit of youth in Liberia. Somebody 35 years old, you are a middle-aged person, man. Damn it.
I'm talking about the youngest, the youngest at the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
No, she okay, yeah. In fact, she's the first female that I know has also gone to the Ministry of Youth and Sport. But if we consider the Liberian context, yeah, okay, yeah, she's young.
Okay, what do you consider youth now?
No, youth should be somebody from between 20 to 30, 20 to 28, 25, 30. But because look at the age, look at the longevity, look at the age limit, look at the life expectancy in Africa or in Liberia for that matter. When you're 70, you're lucky. Okay. So somebody who is half or 70 already, we still calling ourselves you to the point where we got grown up men with them and their children and grandchildren living in their fatherhood. They say we are say you. So you know, but I'm not judging the lady though. Myself, I'm still youth. But let me just say, oh yeah, you know, all right. But let me just say, well, I congratulate her. Number one, she's the first minister of youth and sports to be a lady, if I'm not mistaken, at least in my lifetime that I know of. So I think she set a record. Yeah, 25-year-old. Wait a minute, I'm asking you before. Anyway, but I think it's good, and I saw somewhere where somebody wrote and said, "Well, this government is becoming like a family government because she was the president in the president's office, and then the father is he was
Minister of Labor, Minister of Labor."
Yeah, Minister of Labor, and you know, so they are recycling the same people. And then you talk about, you know, empowering youth. There are a lot of educated youths in Liberia that have graduated from the University of Liberia ever since. Some of them just graduating as well. They are still fresh, and you do not give them the opportunity. But they feel known. So this is where I got my problem. They feel known. Once you get in a lab line, you are known, so they'll recycle you. They take you from here, they put you on the other side. They take you from here, they put you on the other side. And as if to say, no other educated people in the country. And that for me is the problem. Give everybody a fair chance. What is about the Kura family? The father that this, I think the mother maybe the mother might be appointed somewhere or they entered them. You see, so this is my problem with the Liberian people, and this is not only the Boaka administration, right? It's been happening for a long time. Once your name gets in government, your family will all be up there. That's why everybody will do anything they will go any length and breadth just to enter government. Poor Goa, mayor Goa minister. So all of the Goas now will be something. You see, that's not my lifestyle, though. But let me say congratulations to her, and I hope she can perform there to set the record straight, because that ministry is very crucial. We're talking about youth and sports. And I hope she being a lady, she can push so that Liberia will get on the map for being the only country that plays kickball. She can push that thing. And I think if she attends on international programs about sporting, she can push that thing, and Liberia can be known for that. And also another thing that we need to also push through our Ministry of Sports is they botting ball. We can give you a new name called headball. And the white people, if they know about that thing, they'll face Google gear, something you can wear to bot the ball. But we got all the talent we sit that way in Liberia. You put once you got wasting there, you will go people a long time. He even do anything. You know, that's my frustration. And so that we get frustrated, we say things beyond our limit. You know, people who you expect will go and do something. They didn't do anything. So they put the Konya crowd there. I know her background. I know what she all playing sports. Let Nafo say. You know, so but let's see what she's gonna do. You gotta be occurrent with what you're doing. And that's what I like about the white people. You know, in Liberia is the only country where I hear people say you can take on Linfo, who is a former journalist. Okay, he went to maritime school, but you can take him to TFK to be director general for TFK. When he even know what the difference between penicillin and ampicillin. Okay, even though I'm not supposed to be that Liberians in no country where people say that. But in Norway, my man, you want to do cleaning jobs, you go to school. You go to cleaning school. You got to know the chemical that it makes to go work somebody's desk or you kill somebody. You see, but Liberia is in no country, they say, oh no, the person need to be financed, they need to even know how to add 1 and 2, or you need to know the currencies, the difference between Liberian dollar and American dollar, but you can be finance minister, no problem, the administrative position. And this is where we got problem. Now, I heard from the start of the show, you said they appointed Milton TJ to become put something, but we'll come to that one, and that's when I'll talk. But I think I want to congratulate the young lady, and I hope she will be open and she will look at the interests of the youth in Liberia. Thank you.
Okay. Before Mr. Dodd, before you come, I'll get a little bit of background for the lady. I just got some information on her right here. Yeah. So Paul and you guys will talk about Francis as well. If you should, right? If she cares to talk. Colonial Kra, also known as Colonial Kratoba, is a prominent Liberian public servant, women empowerment advocate who has recently been nominated for major government position. Recently, development President Barker has nominated Anthony Kra. Okay. Now, previously, current role, she was advocacy work. Prior to the nomination, Kra served as Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State. Deputy Minister, hear that? Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State. She has been active Women Economic Colonial Empowerment Fund, which is personally financed, which she target women facing economic hardship. Okay. And that, through this fund, she donates cash and equipment to small business owners, mostly women in Montreal County District 15, dedicating like $100,000 Liberian dollars to her own monthly salary to sustain her effort. Background: she has a master's degree in international politics and economics from the Kingston University in London, and was admitted to the Order of the State of Africa in January 2018 by the former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for a contribution to the Liberian as she Unity Party candidate in 2018 for representative of District 13, Montreal County, finishing 3rd out of 11. She's known for her hard work on youth empowerment, drug advocacy, supporting women entrepreneurs across Liberia. That's a little bit of background. So she was a deputy minister before she became at the Ministry of State. So she worked as a appointed political position before. So Mr. Dolek, tell us what you think about the young lady. Give us not quite a young lady. 35 years is not bad, but she stayed young lady.
To be honest, I have no problem with her age. The only thing I have problem with is the previous position she had, which is the Deputy Minister for Administration.
Presidential Affairs.
Presidential Affairs. What's the record she made down there? Because people hearing, some are hearing some story about some of the corrupt practice she exhibit in these areas. And ostracizing some people, laying some people out without going through proper administrative procedure, and cherry picking in certain areas in that place there. And there's so many stories people are hearing, and more will come up. The story that you just read about her is somebody who is promoting her character. A journalist that put that 1 or 2 paragraphs out in the interest of her. But what was some critique being seen about her? She had been very cherry-picking the position that she was holding at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, and there was a lot of unnecessary, a lot of rumor, not unnecessary rumor, that need to be confirmed about. So, and also, I would like to know why they removing her from that position and carrying her to the Ministry of Transport. Sport and Ministry of Sport For what reason? I don't know. Because of her relationship with the president, I don't know. The person who was to the Minister of Sport, what the person did before they remove him, I don't know. Because they sent him to Triple RC, the man who was a minister to youth and sport. They removed him from there and sent him to Triple RC. The man who was to Triple RC was one time suspended and he was investigated for corruption practice. So all these things, then I need to know these things. But for me, I don't have no problem with her age. The man who became president of one of the greatest nations in Europe was in the same age. He stayed president up to now. He won the leadership twice. The guy is there right now. Macron was less than 35 years. He became president. He stayed there. So if he sees 35 years and became a minister, I have no problem with that. With the educational background, I have no problem with that. But I'm looking at the administrative character.
Okay.
So
right.
That's my comment on her.
That's the last one. We will be going to got two more to take. Then we'll talk about another newly appointed person, the most one well-known talk about government officials. Milton TJ is also in the news. We understand that he's been appointed as the Paul, can you run the stuff up for? He's been appointed as the director of the Port of Greenville. Paul?
Hey, Jamal.
Yeah.
This is Liberia is a funny country, so we just spoke of. Can you put the paper down first, Jamal? We just spoke of an crowd as a young person being appointed as minister. If you put the paper down, so I can roll the other one. Yeah. So this is Linford. I think this is your friend.
Linford. They went to beer parlor at some time.
So, Milton TJ at the age of 72, and 2 years ago, Milton TJ was a senator. And these are the people that make laws that when they leave office as representative and senator, they will get half of their salary until they die. But Milton TJ, with all the money he got in the 9 years being senator, all the big money, he's still behind government job. At the age of 72, he should be on his farm, having his cow planted and looking after his grandchildren. This is the guy that not people like Milton TJ, they are the ones that a lot of young people are graduated from the University of Liberia, Stella Maria, all the university. They don't have the opportunity because of these people. They don't want to give way to the younger generation. So this is my thing. He should not accept this quote. I think when he goes information, he should be denied. But this guy, he should be on his farm at the age of 72. But then who am I to question him? If the president who served for 50 years in government can go look for a government job, who am I? I just seen these people should give way to the other generation. In a normal country, at the age of 65, when you take retirement, at the age of 65, you take retirement.
No, it's 66 now.
Not 67, your pension, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 67.
So at my workplace, I got a 20-year, 25-year-old boy who supervised me. When my time, I was up there, but at certain age, you gave way. They said, a good dancer know when to leave the stage. See, these guys just refuse, and that's my problem with them.
But you don't have to blame him. You have to blame the president who appointed him, Paul.
But that's what I'm saying. The president, he served in government for 50 years. He didn't want to give chance. Today, he faked it until he became president. So he will bring all of these guys at his age group. And that's how I see it. They should give the other people a chance. They have served.
Point of information, gentlemen.
Point of information, go on.
Yeah. You see, I don't know the kind of government we have today. They are very, very complicated situation. the port manager for various counties and stuff can be appointed by the port managing director of the port, not the president. You understand? President does not appoint the port manager. The port manager can be appointed by the managing director of the
National Port
Authority. Managing director of National Port Authority. I work at the port. I worked there for several years. So, to show to you that
control your
can I
phone,
mean
please?
that Mr.
Okay, go
Chuluple,
on.
this old man, I know him. I don't want to talk much about him. He's not good. But I know him very well, and he know me. These are the people that kept our country to where they are today. This man is one of those. Since Samuel Kanyado administration, he came from America. He said he got some degree from America. They made him assistant minister for information. From that time up to now, he's about almost 40 years. He's sneaking around from one end to another. Before the people voting out from Sano senatorial post, he was involved in some corrupt activities.
There was an issue. I'll commit a correction. There was an issue like there was a case about. There was a case about. Yeah, about a case about him about development about 700,000 development.
Beside that,
in Sano County.
Yeah, beside that, Mr. Kamara, there's a girl brought her BMW from America. And they have some immunity that they can pay tax. He declared that BMW as his in order for the tax not to be paid. He cleared the car from the port. To give the car to the girl, they have to go to court. This man here. These are the kind of people that cause unnecessary delay for our development in our country. Mr. Teji, I know him very well. From the time he came, at that time who was a patrolman in the police force. We used to be on the speak. This man came, do look at him, is one of our citizens educated from America. They made him assistant minister to Minister of Information. From that time up to now, he stayed flipping. During charter administration, they gave him job too. This man here, every government can, he just like Kakakutu. Every government can, he parrot it. And they're not giving, like what Paul just said, we're supposed to step aside, give the children name, you become senator. The people look at you, but what the government should even appoint somebody who was member of the House of Representatives or senator, and their citizens deny them and reject them and vote for somebody to replace them. Then you, the government, you take that person and give me somewhere.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Dole. We want to also thank you very much. You have the last part. We have the last part to bring out. Will be like the government asset recovery team. This is.
Linford has not spoken.
Oh, Linford spoke already.
No, I did not speak about the Milton TG team.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay,
go on.
Let me break Milton TG's back.
Oh, you
Yeah, Milton TG. This guy became known during the Taylor administration. Maybe he was in Liberia during the Dual administration, but he was not known. So
you were known. You were assistant minister.
Where?
Minister of Information. Milton Teji.
No.
Milton Teji, Dual administration.
Nah, Papi, I come in there. Milton Teji was not because I know all the ministers and deputy ministers during two time. Okay. For information ministry, so we have one ministry of information. It was Taylor time that he became deputy minister.
Yeah, you honor Joe Mulva.
Yeah, honor Joe Mulva, and he used to give Joe Mulva. I will reach that point. Now listen, Milton TG, maybe he came to Liberia during the time, but then he became known during the war. And how did he become known? He was on the slot of the Ulimo after they had an interim government and were giving people jobs. So he came under Ulimo K. And Milton Tiaje is appointed Deputy Minister of Information to Joe Molua, right? And Joe Molua, at the time we had the ministry running right on Broad Street there. Their office was on Broad Street where they had the old Broad Street Elementary School in that building. Joe Molua was behind Joe Molua then because they are made from way behind the land. We'll go to work 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Milton Tiaje will come 10 o'clock. And he let the power thing. Hey, call me Joe there. How can you say call me Joe when Joe is a special minister? So and Joe Molua being a normal man who is very cool and calm, he will go. And also make grandma say no, Mr. Minister, you can't be drinking here. You can't let the man overlook you. He say, hey, gentlemen, or listen. Until the thing extended to a point where there were almost a fist fight between he and Joe one time. So Taylor said, okay, Joe, I will bring you close to me. I'll move Reginald Goodrich and make you my press secretary. That's how they carried Joe to the executive mansion, and they made Milton Tiaje information minister proper. And there is this many picking in Liberia, we all own now, Frisco board. One time they had a press conference, and Milton Tiaje was there. And because the guys would go on the radio and condemn Taylor all the time, condemn Taylor all the time until they made minister proper. After almost 1-2 months, you can't hear Milton talking anymore. So Bukari Musa asked him, in fact, just in passing, he said, Mr. Minister, I got one question for you. He said, hey, Bukari, I don't want to talk. He said, no, you answer the question here. He said, why since you begin minister proper, we can't hear anything again? Is everything all right in government? And this is Milton Tiaje's answer to that question. He said, all of you, you don't know what government is. Government is like a big house in the middle of the town. And this house belongs to all the people in the town. They can do all the cleaning, the painting, the everything. But the house can one do. And that only one person or few people in the town can go in that house. Not everybody, but the house belongs to everybody. Everybody can do everything for the house. But until you go in that house, you don't know what is in that house. You always think that the people in the house, they enjoy whatever mosquito there, mosquito not there, but all you know they enjoy. So now that we are in government, we know what is in government. So when I hear Padoli and everybody talking, oh, they running behind government job for long, that's the reason. That was his answer. Now he's in government. When he entered government, he knew what was in the house. That's why he does not want to move. And the same reason why President Bouaka remained in government for 45 years until he found that he must be president before anything. And that's why they are all there. Until any of us here enter government, we will not know what is in government. Or Milton Tiaje, at age 62, number one, Milton Tiaje is not a maritime student. He's not a maritime graduate. And I am speaking from a professional and technical standpoint. This maritime industry is not like any other place where you can get grabbed or taken higher. Now, we are suffering today from the APM terminal thing in Liberia because when they brought that contract to Liberia and the House of Representatives received the contract, there were no specialists among them, or maybe they were, but they not scrutinized all the documents. They were only waiting to sign the paper to get money. This is why we got what we're going through today. Now, another mistake is to take Milton Tiaje, who I think got some journalistic background, to go make him put manager. Yes, he can manage it, but what is he managing? To manage something, anything? Or why are you managing? Do you know what you're managing? No, you have not managing it. So for me, I think it's a big mistake. And coupled with that, his age, number one, and the maritime industry is a momentary industry. It's now a standstill industry. So even who went to maritime school, things are happening every day. Every time there's a special site that we are registered on. When I go, things are happening every day. Every day, as we're sitting here, there are conventions taking place, making new laws. So a Milton Tiaje to go be put manager is just another mess that will be in. He will only be there probably as a president henchman that they can call Milton, you get some money, yeah, okay, send it over. I think that's more important. Why they appoint these people? For me, I will address the issue as it is, and that's all I can say about this thing. It's a mess. Milton Tiaje should not be appointed to that port. Oh, we got a lot of port, port management, at the ship and port management. Okay, so I know what that entails. Until you just go grab one, don't take it, Harry. So we got several of us. People, Molba, your boy, it's right there. You graduated from the maritime school in Sweden. Those are potential people who got contact or Milton Tiaje which ship or shipping company or put company you can go sit and to talk to. You will not even know what to say. So I think we are making a mistake, and we shouldn't be appointing people because they're in the party. And I made a podcast on this, and I didn't say a lot, but I'll stop right here for now. It's a big mistake by the only part of the president to appoint Milton Turkey to report. Put him anywhere. Put him in any office, but not to report.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a comment on the appointment made by the president, the younger, the 35 years old and the 72 years old. So it's a kind of like, I don't know what to say, but the disparity is huge. 72 and 35. Corina Krau-Toba is now the new minister appointed as Minister of Youth and Sport. I think Mr. Dole, you told us just now, you say, this guy, the Minister of Youth and Sport, what's his name again? He was there, the former one, Bangalore, Bangalore.
Triple ROC, yeah.
The Triple ROC, what is Triple ROC? That is the repatriation.
Liberia resettlement,
reconstruction, repatriation, resettlement.
Resettlement, repatriation commission.
Yeah.
Okay. My man, Alexander, please used to be there.
Okay, so this is one new. So we're just giving a little bit of the new appointment made. We'll be looking at it next on Tuesday. Not we're not forgetting to mention about the president giving the state of the address on Monday. Will be a 26th. We'll be going through here on Tuesday. Don't go away. Be part of us on Tuesday from the start of the speech to the end. We'll be going through. We'll go through macroscopic the president's speech. From what he said and what is effort, the progress, the struggle, the challenges, the success of the 2 years leadership of the president. We'll be looking at it. We'll be reading the old man scorecard. Now, we already graded him here, and my colleague just said old man failed. So we want to see if he failed. We'll look at what he said and compare to what.
Who said that the old man failed?
Well, he failed. Linford said he failed. Paul said he failed. He did not pass.
No, certain subjects. But Jima, okay, let me ask you. You graded old man now, Jima.
The old man is in the middle. Like I said, I'm going to support you saying that we have to ask you to do the reset or go for someone's school. No, don't go for someone's school because look.
The old man said, in that 10 years, next year 4 more years, or 3 more years. So
you do your BSc study, so you have to do 4 years. Yeah, so you do the first 2 years.
Before, from the beginning of the old man tenure, it's something I said on a program. I said they don't have agenda, but one common thing in Liberia that they will run with is the rules. And that's the focus is the rules. Because our people, look, to be honest, our people have not seen daylight. They eat darkness. So thin a rule, that big thing, and they will run with it. And like George, we are putting Solar Street, like people were jubilating in Monrovia because in darkness, you see something that is new. So this is where they will run on, but the rest of that thing they call arrest agenda, just take the role there, they will run with it. That would be their thing. Education will go
let me get me one from what you say, right? When it's supposed to see the rule, you'll be happy. When I went to Liberia, we were driving from Monrovia going, right? And all the people who are having for row, they're walking all on the road. They're walking along on the quota road between no time. Some of them standing waiting for motorcycle. So I said, look at it. So even if they build all air road all over the country, you even get bicycle or starting car to ride. Then what you happen for road, you should be thinking about something that will benefit you to put money in your pocket to be able to buy a car before you can be having for road. So if they build a road, where you get to drive on the road, you're walking. People walking anyway, they see car.
This is the point. Before you got it, this is the point.
Generally,
a new thing.
Yeah. What happened? Let me give you my analysis for the whole 2 years. Now, Paul said it. I want to take it from Paul. Paul told us, and we gave the old man a chance for 40 years experience. Liberian people getting on the matter that he's experienced, he's had skills, he will deliver. So the first 1 year, we should see some tangibles. Yeah, some physical examples of developments. When you say development, we should good road network, good healthcare delivery system, schools being improved. Look at the major university of Liberia coming down. A lot of things can be physically done. 2 years has gone, 2 good years. We say, oh, we are in the process of doing that. We are in the process of doing that. We are in the process of doing that. When are you going to get into the process of finishing them?
University Library student were here demonstrating recently.
Yeah, you got me point. You got my point. So the thing is, there are a lot of things. With the first 1 year, you can do that to assess what you do. Of course, it's difficult. We are not sitting here saying that it's easy as the president to do anything. But if you go and negotiate, look, Ellen did 2 good years going around collecting money to erase our debts. Now, but what happened when we accumulated again after Ellen? I don't know what they did with the money, but she went around collecting money, bringing money into the country. And a lot of projects were put in place. But now, what did they do? You, as the president, if you have been in opposition for 12 years and you're also vice president for 12 years, I mean, 6 year opposition, 12 years as vice president, you're coming, you are president in waiting. You have a proper plan, action plan to start the first one. 2 years, we should have seen some practical examples that the country, Liberia is so small, we've got the natural resources. We've got the means to negotiate a way to make that country better for gentlemen. We've got a better way to negotiate our way out. But what we are doing, we like someone was saying, we are not on the table, we are on the menu. That's what's happening right now. If to quote Marconi, we are not on the table, we are on the menu because we don't decide our fate, we don't discuss what we want. Now, a lot of things they arrest Jana. It's not being. If you look at it, the newspaper a couple of months back created the president as failure because if you look at it, John, there's nothing achieved so far. Nothing achieved. All in process. All in process. We have done it. We are in the doing it. We are doing it. We're going to do it. But what have you completed so far? You can't say nothing. Basic thing, most of our people still go out of the country for hospital for treatments. Most of our people, those who have, deep pocket, they'll go out to Ghana, Morocco, Algeria, come to USA for treatment, come to you for treatment. Most people are still in those conditions, people are dying of those preventive conditions, medical conditions in Liberia. You know that. Look at what happened right now. We lost the I don't know what it could be the cause of death, but death is, we cannot predict death, but those conditions being around in various clinics and primary health centers in Liberia can be treated. But people are leaving those very home, coming to rural areas, coming to Monrovia to get better life, nurses and all, they're not getting paid. So those are situations. If you look at it, practically, if George were, I would have given him a good grade because he was naive, he didn't know about leadership. But this old man, 40 years in leadership, 12 years of vice president, 6 years in opposition, and you're telling me you're still making progress? That's a total failure for me. That would be my analysis.
Jamal, let me add something quickly. Yeah. In my work environment, every month we have meeting, departmental meeting, team meeting. In the Papier government, once a year they have cabinet meeting. You just think on it, how serious is a government that have once a year cabinet meeting that they will bring journalists and say this is what we're doing. Their own meeting is on some city program called Cash Reloaded. Because that's, I call it the class of Cash Reloaded, where they just go minister, interview minister, port director, interview port director. But man, how's your department? Yeah, everything is good. That's what they do. But you should have a cabinet meeting every week to find out how far your ministry has gone, what you need. We're talking about agriculture history. That should be the number one on the top. That this man served he served during double time. Those time he became proper minister. So that his view of agriculture to be struggling, man, it's just it's a shame of disgrace.
All right, guys.
Let me say something. Yeah, I would like to comment on the national security of our country. You see, the security system in that country is really down to nothing. Because you see what happened, if there's a super and sound security system in the country, the more justice that going on is not going to go on. The national security sector need to have package squad in various strategic areas to contain this kind of unscrupulous attitudes of our citizens. To say when somebody having to involve in accidents or or something go on, if you look at someone, they say, oh, row. Then the people coming from all angles will rack and stake and beat the person to death. This thing then can scare the investor. The governments need to know that. And the government will not be able to employ everybody. The private sector is the one they are the major employer. So if they are afraid to come, because in case, God forbid, you are a businessman or investor, you involved in some kind of funny accident like that, the citizen coming from all over with stake and thing, they beat you to death or burn your car. Nobody wants to be involved in such a thing. The government need to put focus, strong focus. When we say the government, the national security sector, police need to really stand firmly to combat this kind of attitude in our country. That's what I can say.
Thank you very much. We want to take a quick break and come back. The last one we'll be talking about is the government witch hunting Clive Weir, or is a due process. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll share with you. We've got a video on this, and we'll get a comment. Then that's our last bit on this show tonight. But let's have this quick break. And I want you to please share the show. This is the Born Liberia. My name is Jamel. My colleagues here, Linford Egon Guer from Norway, Paul Delorche from London, Mr. Morris Yankuba Dollar from Manchester, Francis Monumensa was with us. He's also from Sweden. Take a quick break. We'll come back and share the show, please, while we're away.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Once again, thank you very much for joining us. This is Jamal again, the Born Liberia. Now this is the last segment on the show tonight. We'll be looking at this issue in Liberia today, the asset recovery team. This team was put together by the president, the current president, President Joseph Boakai, asset recovery team. To collect government properties and government officials that are left jobs. They don't acquire government, the illicit collection, they illicit acquire government things through government funds. Government should come recover them. He put a team together, and this team has been doing some work. Recently, the team has been hunting down some government properties and stuff. So, but now they've gone after the former president's wife, Clive Weir. She had a foundation called Hope Foundation, and this foundation is raising the issue. The court has subpoenaed Clive Weir to bring some document how she funded her Clive Foundation. Then we have the former minister of state, and now Senator Nathaniel McGay is also speaking on the issue. I think we want to listen to it, then we'll ask my colleague to make a comment on it, and we'll get back to you. So let's run the video the Honorable Senator McGay made recently about what the asset recovery team is doing is not proper, and the court is issuing. The court is being part of the process. So, but let's give you the chance to listen to what you have said. We'll run the video and we'll ask you around.
This place. 250,000 people, more than 250,000 people died. Why am I saying this? Is that when something is happening to someone today, people celebrate. When it's happening tomorrow, we all can feel the effect. Liberia, the democracy that people fought for is based on the rule of law. The rule of law means we should protect all individuals who take oath of public office, whether you're in the executive, you're in a legislature, or you're in a judiciary, you got to abide by the constitutional provision. I made specific reference to the issue of the Clive Foundation, and this is very concerning. Today it may be happening to Clive Foundation, and people think it's a season thing, but it can happen to so many people tomorrow. The asset recovery unit claim that they have evidence that Clive Foundation was built by using public money. Good. If they have the evidence, they should go to court. But instead of taking the evidence to court, they're not asking Clive Foundation to come and prove that they didn't use public money. That's not what the law says. And what is even painful is that they are using the court to do it. The court that should be protecting the defendant and the state, that should be the neutral party, is now becoming part of the prosecution to force private people, even though the case is not even before the court, which is not even before them, they stay in the investigative stage, to say, can't produce evidence. And now what would get problem with the judge? We think that they want to call it judicial abuse of power. Now, judicial abuse of power is tantamount to impeachment. And the judge who is doing it, they believe that he's one of the best judges in our country. Why is he doing it? So we have power too. The legislature get power. If you are in the judiciary, you abuse your power, we can impeach you, we can move you from power.
Wow. We can impeach you, we can remove you from power. Wow. I mean, I like, gentlemen, I like Liberia, you know, I like Liberia, I like Liberia. I like the people of that country. You know, things, I don't know, I don't know where to start from. You know, I would love to ask Mr. Benedict Cummings right now. This guy was in government when he was the Minister of State. If I can recall, the same thing happened to Benedict Cummings, right? Mr. Cummings, ANC leader, when you were asked to bring in his own document in court. Was it not his leadership? Was it not the same thing that happened to him? I'm just want to look at some other thing now. Is this not the court was asking him to bring something, right? Gentlemen, get me right. Just make a correction for me if I'm wrong here. Was it the court that asked Mr. Cummings to bring the document that was signed so they can see it?
Absolutely. The CPP framework document that
who are asking? Was it not the court?
It was the court that was asking for him to prosecute himself on something that he didn't do.
Oh, okay. And it was what was the McGee at the time?
Presidential minister.
Okay, all right. Okay, now that's my case. I'm just thinking, I'm not saying something, I'm just thinking, now is in your code now. Now the boys around you now. But anyway, gentlemen, I'm just sitting here as kind of, I'm taking the lead right here. I'll give you your gentlemen to talk. I'll start with Linford. Linford, the case is here. Linford Agongwe, the case is here. The honorable, he's not a lawyer. I don't think he's a lawyer for Clark Foundation. If he is, I don't know. But I expect the lawyer to be making this case, but he's making this case on behalf of the president's wife. But then I want you to tell me, does the court has a right? Probably you are not a student of law, but you are very knowledgeable. You're able to tell me, can the court ask somebody to bring document for clarification, or the court does not have jurisdiction to do that? If you just tell me, if you just let me just give me some knowledge here, please.
Okay, but in the first place, we got to look at the authenticity of the case. We got to know how authentic it is. The first thing, this asset recovery team has been very dormant. They made a first attempt by packing all of one Findabono's car they believe were Texas, they believe were for Findabono. They packed all of them, and when they went to court, I think the court will rule the case. And you know, so to the point where Martin Colley, who is in fact who was one of the key members of the rescue team, and also appointed to that committee, had to resign. And this committee had not done anything to my knowledge to bring anybody to book. And all of a sudden they wake up from the blues and say, well, we're going to seize Clavia's property. Fine, great, it's good to do that. But like I listened to some analysis on another platform about the asset recovery team. Asset recovery, in my mind, is not just something that one group of people wake up one morning and say, okay, we saw Paul with property, so maybe Paul threw that money, don't go there to go grab Paul, then Paul will go to the court to go explain. No, you have to do your homework. It's a lot of things. You got to, like, for instance, even if I stole money from Liberia, I may not have that money. You can have the record that I stole the money, but I may not have that money in my house. So how do you retrieve that money? How do you know? How do you make account for that money that I actually stole it? And you check my house, you didn't see it. I said, I don't have it. Okay? And there's no paper to actually show, but because our ministry and you say money lost, so that means okay. So it's a lot of security work. It's a lot of resource. It's a lot of connections. It's a lot of things you need to do to be able to break through, to lead you to the case. So they see the physical presence of Cloud Weir Foundation on the ground. And so that's for them, that's sufficient evidence so they can take it to court. And the court, yes, the court is doing its job. If I complain you to the court has the right to call you for you to vindicate yourself or to plead guilty. So I would not blame the court in this case. The court is, I think Padolia is a law enforcement officer. The court is not doing its job, but the court cannot render a judgment in such a case if there are no substantial evidence or convincing evidence. Because what they're doing is, I think for me, I think they're just looking at the physical presence of the buildings on the ground. And so they conclude that, oh yeah, Cloud Weir was the wife of President Weir, so this should be money from the state that facilitated this thing. Yeah, they could have a case, but they still have to prove it because the burden of rests on the shoulders of the accuser.
Yeah, the question, and that's a good point you made there right now. I think I also got some note here that we call it the Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, which is AREFT, has made 3 major successes so far. But I'll tell you that later. You just made a case. I just want to go by the honorable senator saying that the court is involved into it. They can impeach the judge. Did you hear that? That's the point I was picking up on. He said, so the question I'm asking, they are complaining to the court that they want some information on this, right? Is that the case? Now, so the judge does not have a right to call the whole foundation leadership or executive to come and make a presentation of documents if there's a case, if they believe that they are suspicious of the funds they received to build that foundation. This is what the honorable senator is saying. He said the judge is part of the case right now. She shouldn't be. But
you see, this is where I have a problem too. How can the court just wake up because the people are accusing the foundation and then the court call them to bring documents? No. The people who are accusing should be able to present documents. It's just the same case with Mr. Cummings.
That's what I'm saying. But
document, right?
Yeah, let me come in.
Don't you come? I like the
document that the main finger. They couldn't present the document that the main finger, but all they know the main finger document. So if this court will call Cloud Weir Foundation to carry document, then I think for me, I'm not a lawyer, but I think it's wrong. The people who are accusing should be the one to present evidence. Say, this is what compel us to come to the court to complain. This is the compelling evidence that we have. But again, I don't know. So let's see. Because if I just
okay, Mr. Dollar is eager to say something. You finished, Liver?
Yeah. You see, the action recovery team, I don't know whether they are proper professional people that are handling that thing or not. You see, this kind of situation is the easiest going something. Where Madame Cloud Weir, there's a lot of evidence on her that she or her were in a cookie jar. But it leaves the action recovery team to get to the bottom of that. That is, first of all, first time in Liberian history, the president's wife, there was a specific budget allocated for the president's wife, Joe Weir wife, at the end of every year that she need to use to carry on day-to-day activity. If these people really want to be keeping their eagle eye on the property that the woman built during the Hosmer administration, the thing that the money that she used to carry on that pressure is the money given to her for a specific purpose or the government funding. They're supposed to start from You see the man who talking there, he's talking on behalf of himself because he did a lot of stealing in that place where he was. You understand what I'm saying? So he's talking for himself, thinking people might think that he's talking for Claudia. If you can listen to the main statement, he said, they think we look at it, they say Claudia, he might cost many people tomorrow. You understand? This is the man who could not afford to pay $100 rent. You see the property he got from the position he was holding. So he got a lot of problem hanging on him. But however, as a recovery team, is charged with responsibility to come out with evidence on this woman to the court. To say, look here, Mr. George, we have, before you could even take the woman to the court for any hearing or whatever, they're supposed to invite the woman for preliminary investigation to their office. Did they do that? I don't know. That's the first step you're supposed to take. Preliminary hearing from the woman to probe into the situation, the properties you have. We have certain evidence, we have certain information on your property. We want clarities on it. When the woman refuses to cooperate with them, they have a right to go to the court, and the court will demand a woman to produce document. That the court have that right. They can subpoena the woman to produce a document. But I don't have any idea. I've never heard any information. Whether they did that preliminary investigation with a woman. But
Mr. Dollar, thank you for that. I just want to, before Paul, just give a second. Whether preliminary or not, the question is, Honorable Senator McGay is saying that the court is part of the case. They can impeach the judge.
Yeah, they've been doing it before. But when somebody says something in their interest, they did it to Cabinet Janet. When Cabinet Janet say the truth,
now
the governors themselves and remove the man falsely.
Okay. Now the question I'm asking right now, he's saying that why is that they asked the woman to produce document when he was the Minister of State? Yeah, when he was Minister of State, when Kumi was prosecuted for CPP document that he signed, he asked him to produce his own document. When they asked him, we are now to produce document, why should it be a case? I mean, why should you speak against that?
That's why I was telling you earlier that the man is not talking for Claudia, he's talking for himself.
Yeah.
Because he got some baggage on him, on his heel. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
You know that he's been facing some cases recently concerning some.
He got baggage on his heel. And second, the Claudia situation, if he go deeper, he will not be exempted. McGay will not be exempted.
All right.
Because budget prepared for Claudia at the time she was First Lady, derived from the Minister of State for Presidency Affairs Office. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things, but the asset recovery team need to do due diligence investigation technique. You don't rush with this kind of situation.
Okay then.
You understand? You start from the grassroots level to certain level. Invite the woman with the information you collect on her. If she refuse, documented that, go to the court to subpoena the woman to come to court.
Okay then. Paul, Lever was saying that he has some doubt that the infinite success the asset recovery team task force has made so far. There's a document here I was just going through. The asset recovery team has carried a couple of more than 40 cases, active cases waiting to be executed. The three major ones that has been making news is there are three major indictments include the Saudi rice case involved the alleged mismanagement of 500,000 worth of rice donated by Saudi King of Saudi Arabia. And another one is a contract dispute involving malware development and marketing company MDCM. You know that guy that was recently had the issue. Another one was a renovation contract at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs where prosecutors alleged that $801,136 was misappropriated from a $1,950,000 now 950,000 project that remains incomplete despite significant payments international. So those are the three major new ones before the court. The asset recovery team has put before the court that these people should be, like the NDCM guy recently, was arrested. You know that was to go to court. So three major ones are there. According to the story I'm just reading, more than 40 cases before the court to bring this court to court to face questioning concerning their property, the funding they receive. But anyway, I know Lifo want to speak on this, but you tell me, what is your take on this? Let's look at from two ends. The one end is the Honorable Senator is saying the court has no right to ask this lady to bring your document in, right? And they shouldn't be doing that. They should, if they hide evidence or so. But do you think it is so? If it is so, that what tell me, compare that of Mr. Cummings' case when he was a Minister of State at the time. What were you saying when he was Mr. Cummings' case or Minister of State, sitting there drinking wine, raising his legs up? When Mr. Cummings going almost 5 months in court, going every day to court, almost on a weekly basis, to present evidence against himself, and that was the case, and that was not being called judicial abuse. That was called due process of law.
So, Jamal, let me start with the Cummings case and with McGill.
Okay.
The Cummings case with Unity Party and CDC was more political than a case prior. That was the end game because of his popularity he was gaining. That let's kill this political career. That was the game plan. So it was not about going to court because they all knew. And if you look at the lawyers that even wrote the letter, that wrote the framework, there were 5 lawyers, including Kamina Jenner, and today who sitting down behind the president called security advisor, Kofi Woos. Those are the people that wrote that. So they knew what they did. So all I want, it was very political than a proper case trial, because Serena Sifa told us that if we found him guilty, this guy will go teach Lampo Lippe Elementary School. So that tells you it was more political. You see? So they knew what they were doing. They were in cahoots together to damage him. Let me come to Claudia. But Dolly, I want to clarify something. But she only appeared once. The office of Claudia appeared in the 2018-2019 budget. From there, when noise came about it, stop it. It was one time. But guess what? Nathaniel McGee, if you follow through the video, he said something. If you want to go after Claudia, you are the sitting government. There was a handover pass from me, from the Ministry of Presidential Affairs to the new one. So if anything went wrong, you know where to get that document from. It is there. So who will be here responsible? It was Honor Nathaniel McGee. So he should be the first person on investigation if something went wrong. See, so if he gave money to Claudia, you cannot go for her. You need to go for him first. What went wrong? So that evidence should start with him. But Claudia said something in her own, or she did a program. It said, look, she had nothing, the husband had nothing, but when he became president, she used her husband office to contact the husband friends for the foundation. That's where she got the money from. So if she's saying that she used her husband office and you saying that, oh, she stole money from the government, you cannot go directly to her. You got to go to the place, the root cause where the money came from. If you have that evidence, now you can go to Claudia and say, you are wanted. But you telling her, say, bring the document, the place you got money from to build this thing. I'm not a lawyer, but common sense that it's just foolishness. You have to present a case to the judge that, oh, this is what we came up with. Claudia stole money to build it, but want to know how much in total, the total cost of putting that structure up. But if you take, then you ask yourself, oh, bring the total cost. Tell all who all gave you funding. I mean, I'm gonna give you funding to prosecute myself. So the Claudia lawyer wrote, They said it's not going to happen. They will not present anything. The asset recovery should do their investigation. Whatever they come up with, they will meet them in court.
Thank you. Let me come in.
Let me just.
Yeah.
So let Linford say something. Linford being the way low, but gonna say then you conclude at all.
You see the whole case as it is going now, I see it as a trap. It's a dragnet. But Padoli said something about McGill. McGill is why McGill in particular, why is we are himself not talking, or why other government officials are not talking, but McGill is talking. Well, anyway, this is my friend who started the University of Liberia in 2005 and graduated 2001. I know whether you're going to and McGill himself is an indictee when it comes to corruption because he indicted himself. Well, if somebody wants me to prove it, we got a video right here. The video still right here.
We have it. We still have it.
Yeah, where McGill said people can steal money and carry it out, but our own what we steal, we use it here. That big problem, it will be for the people. So when you hear him talking, there is something somewhere, something breaking him. But on the other side, we are saying that, like what Paul just mentioned, we are saying that, she used her husband's office to solicit funds and whatever. That is also a big mistake because under the law, I know I call it the they are not.
That's all.
Yeah, the code of conduct. Yeah, the code of conduct. You're not supposed to receive, as president or any government official, you're not supposed to receive more than $250 worth of gift from anybody, especially
over declaring it to show you up when you get it.
No, even if you declare, okay, but you should not do that because it will influence your decision making process. So if she were, based on that, say I use my husband's office, she will still be indicting her husband as well, incriminating him. So, but I think the whole thing is just a mess, and the asset recovery team should be very meticulous in what they do. They should do their homework before they just move on people. The first place they failed when they failed on a group of taxi. I mean, that was so sinful. And they tried now to come out to do something. And Jima, you get a few things that that they have done. Have they achieved it? Have they retrieved anything? Not talking about you accusing people. It's easy to accuse anybody, but we're talking about retrieving and say this is what we retrieve, and this is going in the government budget, or we retrieve this building.
And also stay in court.
So if you get enough evidence, why would one case be in court for almost 8 months? But anyway, guys, I think I have to leave you guys. It's 12 o'clock.
Yeah. But Jamal, I know Linford gonna go. This is something that caused
myself. I'll soon be leaving because I gotta go to work tomorrow.
We can discuss this one on Tuesday by his grace, but something very quite interesting. But I just want to put it in, and then we can talk about it on Tuesday. This
what is
situation, you come and see it in a minute.
Oh,
yeah.
Poor John want to promote polygamy in this place.
This is quite interesting, and I think
the guy get 2 wives.
Oh yeah, I got 2 wives. You don't know that? Basulu Domai Fahi, the president of Senegal.
Senegal president.
He got 2 wives. Up for me is
Basulu. The men are Degalo now. Quite Degalo.
Yeah. So
you got 2 wives.
We can talk about this on Tuesday. If you've seen, this is the African Cup of Nations tournament that Senegal have just won, and they took the trophy home, presented it to the president, and guess the receiver of this trophy were the 2 wives with the president himself. One is Muslim and one is Christian. This guy, he has shown the world something different, and we'll be talking about this on Tuesday, man. So you can put it down, Jamal.
But what's your boy that I want to talk about?
The guy, let him tell us now. Tell us, Paul.
Yeah, tell me.
Paul.
Yeah, tell it here. What you want to talk about? Is it because the guy get 2 wives? Or
the guy be going?
Because my father had 3 wives. My father had 3 wives, so what is big deal?
Your father was
big
a
thing here,
traditional man.
this guy is a president of certain country. When he go to visit Donald Trump, he carry the Christian and the Muslim woman sit beside him, and these are the people that next to him.
When you go to Christian country, you carry Christian woman. When you go to Saudi Arabia, you carry Muslim
Paul,
woman.
your argument is I can't hold water. This man had a two wives before he became president.
Agree. So now, listen to the thing. When he's going to the White House to visit, and he had to carry all two. No. Exactly. He got to carry the Christian and the
So,
Muslim
gentlemen,
one.
I'm going to work tomorrow, so I'm leaving you guys.
All right, guys. Let's take a quick break, and I will see you again. Thank you very much. Take a quick break, and I'll say I wish you good luck.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Chola Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Once again, I want to say thank you very much. 1 minute each to say, take your parting comments. Mr. Dollar, 1 minute.
All right. I think the conversation was very unique. There's the unfortunate Francis Mensah escape from the argument, but however, we're catching next week Tuesday. So I'm so happy that to be realistic, I love the short argument that we can have among ourselves. We argue. We sometimes agree with certain issues, sometimes don't agree with certain issues, but we still go on with our activity, and that's a beauty of democracy. So, bottom line is one of the best and straightforward top show that we are just organized, and because the point of the matter is we don't fabricate story here. We say story that the reality in. So what we say here is a fact. So, gentlemen, have a lovely night. I'll see you guys then next week Tuesday. At the time that we will have a lot of information on hand about our government, Liberia. Thank you very much. Have a lovely night. Goodbye. Thank you.
Glenville, I know you're leaving us. Glenville, what do you got? Your parting comment.
I just want to say it was a great show, and we hope to be back here on Tuesday with some new discussions, and Paul, your human interest story is what we'll open with and we'll come on the home front. The two wives issue. So probably we can influence some people to get two wives too. But you should trust your pocket to because marriage is a workshop where the husband work and the wife's shop. So you gotta trust your pocket. But on the issues I would discuss. One of the issues that we discuss, I think my own takeaway, especially of interest, is the situation of prevailing in the world now with the Trump thing, where Trump is very hypostatic. I don't know whether that's a good word, that's correct word, but the guy is very unpredictable now at the moment. I guess something is happening. This guy, I've not seen this man smile since he became president. Since I started knowing him, I've not seen him smile. He's always mad at who nobody knows. So not mad at himself, his surrounding. So this kind of man can plunge the whole world into some chaos. One morning we wake up, bomb flying everywhere for no reason and stuff like that. One minute he's mad with Putin, one minute he's friend with Putin, another minute he's mad with Zelensky, another minute he's making peace and going all around the place. No, this is not right. Those that can make the difference, let them make the difference now. And like Paul always say, this United Nations is a toothless bulldog. And I think the headquarters of the United Nations should be changed to another country where America will not have influence over it. Maybe take it to some neutral country where America will have no interest or influence, because the United Nations has become a bulldog with no teeth. Every child can play in the mouth, it will not bite. So we need a strong world organization, or else the recommendations are indirectly proffered by the Canadian Prime Minister McCartney, I call it McCartney or Carney.
Yeah, Mark McCartney. McCartney, sorry, McCartney.
Yeah, McCartney. That document was very powerful. I'm still reading it. Every time I read it, I'm taking time to understand. That man was very, very rhetorical in that document. And he's proposing a third lane, what we call in Liberia third lane, because the big countries are only in their own interest. So the smaller countries will always be the pawn. So the smaller country will have to conglomerate to be able to free themselves. You can't do it alone. You cannot stand alone. And I want to think he highlighted that you cannot, if you stay alone, you tend to praise worshiper. You see, the reason why most small countries, when they go to these big countries, these big meetings, they fighting hard to take picture with the president of America, all these things is because they want to be recognized. And if you read that document, please, I got in the chat room, you'll read it. They then discuss that. It's all because they want to compete. They want to compete who to be recognized by who. So they can say, oh yeah, when Liberian come, they say, oh, the President Waka took picture with the president of America, or how about the Ghana president, or all these things. So if people do not govern us, third world countries do not govern us themselves, and come together, they will always be like it describes as the menu. Because once you are not sitting around the table to be the eater, then what's on the table is the menu. So you will always be the menu on the table. And another thing he stressed, but it keeps slipping my mind. I'll try to look for it in that long write-up. Yes, I think I'll try to find it another time. We can discuss it. I think that speech will change the entire world. And I was just reading something somewhere where Trump had now backed up on the attack of Greenland. And if countries in Europe had not stood up, if people everywhere in the world had not stood up, you will always feel that America is that invincible group. And a lot of people still live under that illusion that nothing can happen to America. And like Paul Riley said in the first round, I've gone over my 1 minute, I know. But as Paul Riley said, when empires are ready to fall, maybe one Christian emperor will come and he will be the cause of that. And people who believe that America is this heaven on earth or this invincible empire that nothing can happen to, no. The people are also developing. And one thing McCartney said, he said, if third world country can now try to develop themselves, he said your strength should not define you, or don't rely on your strength, but let your strength rely on you. Something like that. I'll try to find it. Why you trying to say your value here? Use the word value. Okay, your value should not define you, or you should define your value. Something like that. For example, we in Liberia, what is our value? Our value is our human resource and our natural resources. Okay, now we rely on it too much. Our value should be working for us instead of us working for our value, where we just give it out. Imagine that all of our materials, our mineral, everything are depleted, and we're selling it out. The money we're getting, we're just using it. We're selling it, we're using the money, we're not keeping the money. When they are all depleted, what will live on in the future will not be a country. So I think our leaders should start thinking, especially African leaders. You'll start the competition among yourself. I was the one that took picture with the president and taking picture with the American president or that and that. It doesn't add anything to you. You make yourself important. When the American people start suspending our visa thing, I heard people making all the noise all around. Make your country livable. people will want to come there. Then you will not want to think about crime, about American people suspending their visa. Norway, American people suspend visa on what they do. In fact, they're visa waiver. So they don't care because you can still live here, forward of America. But a country like that is unlivable. Everybody will rush. So if Donald Trump said today I'm going to buy Liberia, it will be an easy walk in the park. Guys, have a good night, and we hope to be here on Friday.
Wow, that was a good 1 minute. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good 1 minute.
Papa said something. That was a very good 1 minute.
So what I wanted to say,
I know Paul will have 1.5 minutes.
No, the thing is, I'll be very brief. I want to say thanks to our audience for being with us. And starting in February, maybe the second week or the third week in February, the new bottom line program, Audience with the Lord Cholope, this is where we'll be coming up with critical issues. We're not going to look at things the soft way. With Liberia, we need to have critical thinkers in Liberia. How on earth that in the 80s when we were kids in Liberia, our fathers could not travel to Africa or Sierra Leone, all that everybody sat home because they said Liberia could not travel because things were better. What have changed from that period of time to now? Why we can't get things right in Liberia? This is the question. I live in London here. Look, there's something the English book came up with called congestion charge. To enter central London, you have to pay free money. If you park illegally on a yellow line, they tow your car, we pay. Why can't we be innovative enough to create our own money? That somebody, all Liberians want to go America, and what Trump is doing now to tell us that, look, we can make our country better. Do you think people from Japan want to go to America?
No.
Take out everything. Singapore. This, if you make your country better, your citizens don't have to leave. So this is the situation that we'll be looking at on the critical thinking aspect of the bottom line going forward in February every Sunday with the Lord Cholope. This is what we'll be discussing. So, guys, it was a great show, and we'll be back here next Tuesday by His grace. But I think Donald Trump should take Greenland, yet NATO dissolve. I really want to see that happening. Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much. That's all we have for you on tonight's edition of the Born Liberia. Thank you for joining us and being part of the conversation. Remember to like us, share, and subscribe to stay connected with us. For more updates, we want to also join us on every Tuesday and Fridays. Don't forget.
Let's recognize a few of our guys before we go.
Okay,
please.
do that. You do recognize them.
Yeah, okay. Let me say good evening to my man George Favor. What happened?
You lost them.
Okay, George Favor and Mark James. Oh, I used to have a workmate, a friend, a roommate called Mark James. Well, I'm not sure. Journalist, very, very renowned man. I'm not sure whether it's him, but if it is him, then I'm very happy. I'll try to trace him. Then also Rufus Coco Nevins, and of course Chadela Cholope Brown or Brown Cholope. She's always here, and of course my man
favorite.
Yeah, that Alfonso Tele has become the most critical man on the show, and he's always putting us on the burner. I like that, Alfonso, but I hope you can also accept when we put you on the back burner, on the front burner, not to the back. So it's a good thing that we all come here to share fun and also to touch on serious issues. So I want to say thank you all for being with us.
Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, keep pushing Liberia forward. This is Divine Liberia, wherever we get to the heart of what matters. Take care, and we will see you on the Tuesday. Thank you. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.